Hello everyone, and welcome to week 3, day 3, the end of the trilogy. This is the end of the super week, and we got a really spicy way to end it. It's not the last game of the day, somewhere in the middle. We do have ourselves Pain versus Vivo Cade Stars Academy. Two of the best teams right now, literally the top two teams in CBLOL Academy. First of all, good to see you, Orbital. Good to see you every morning, actually, that you're dropping by, chilling as well. Hope you've been enjoying CBLOL Academy. It's been a good couple of days. This week especially had some huge upsets. We are starting, of course, with Fluxu Academy versus Liberty Academy. Don't let the scores fool you. And 5, but Liberty just took out Kaboom yesterday. And sure, granted, Kaboom did troll a little bit, but still, Liberty did really incredibly well to be able to win that game and put their first win on the board being against one of the top teams. It's been eye-opening. Yeah, I said this yesterday a little bit. I've been trying to compare it with NACL in my head because I am kind of watching NACL as well, covering CBLOL Academy, and they are equivalent. I believe after the summer split, they will be facing off in the international Tier 2 tournament or the America's Tier 2 tournament. So, yeah, it's been very, very interesting. I've actually, I think, been more high on CBLOL Academy, weirdly. NACL has been good, but there is a very clear, like, top 1-2 teams. Arguably 3 if you include Supernova. And then there's sort of everything else. Whereas here in CBLOL Academy, we're getting a lot more parity, and I'm seeing a lot more. I hesitate to say, but like their macro has been more obvious in a way, easier to kind of see. And I feel like we're not seeing as many swings or one-sided matchups. Okay. Yeah, we are starting as we said. Is Fluxu Academy. Let's take a look at Fluxu. Solid team. Their last performance was pretty stable and solid. They had a good laning phase. Decent sort of closing out of the game. Juliera is coming to form, but doesn't... His stats are good. He's doing a lot of work, but he just doesn't... He's not flashy right now, which is kind of weird to think of. Portland's really been popping off for me on this roster more than anything else. Liberty, on the other hand, has been struggling. It has been Leandrin and Elo Hell. But SKB in the last game against Kaboom, that Cassante, man. That to me was like the most clutch. The most clutch events basically happened off of SKB. And then Kina just gets the free fire this year as well. So, despite the fact that I keep saying this team had Elo Hell and Leandrin, I'm glad to see Kina starting to step up a little bit. SKB stepping up huge, and we'll have to kind of see how this one goes. I think if Fluxu don't get overconfident, this is still their game to win. Like, I'm still looking at them to be able to do stuff and make things happen. Liberty, their laning is still very questionable to me, whereas I think Fluxu has better laning. And while early game and laning isn't everything, I do think it is it certainly gives you massive advantages for you to play around. So we'll kind of see how that one goes. One thing I should note as well for today, I'm casting an ACC later on today, so I won't be able to watch CBLOL Academy all the way to the end. We'll watch as long as we can go, and then once I'm in Pacific time, West Coast, so about 2:30 Pacific, I'll have to stop the stream. I might have to stop before then, depending on when I get information about the matchup for an ACC. So yeah, overall you're zoning in and out. You got off work early to finish up otherwise. Damn, bro. You're such a busy guy. If y'all don't know, Orbital is a super caster, Iron Man caster, casts a whole bunch of different titles. One of his taglines is, if you want it, he'll cast it. So, yeah. For sure, yeah. Thanks for dropping by, yeah. You can zone in and out. Feel free. We chill. Yeah, top of the table right now, Pain and Cade Stars. These two will be facing off game 5 of the day. I don't know if I'll get to watch it in time. I might have to hop out before then. I'm hoping the games go fast today. We had our fastest game of the split yesterday from Cade Star. I think Takui's still playing today, so rip Pain. But at the same time, I think it's a great experience for Pain to get to play against such a good player. You got to get some business done before you get in trouble. For sure. Yeah, peace out. See you around. Yeah, so not the easiest day, not the best day for Pain Academy, but I'm very hopeful that, you know, it's good experience to, and Takui right now has just run roughshod over the players he played against. To be fair, Kate Stars played against Flamengo and Liberty. Not exactly top of the table teams, though I do think Flamengo is a good team. And it just unfortunately didn't quite show in that game. I think Kate Stars came in with a very concrete game plan of how they wanted to play it, and they executed flawlessly, which is gorgeous to watch. Damage per minute numbers. Ooh, Pico's actually the highest. No wonder we're seeing Kalia bounce. This shocks me. Okay, I don't know if this is just from yesterday or this week or like overall, but Kina has some really high numbers. I mean, yesterday's game. But yeah, a lot of mid laners, not so many bot laners. It's interesting. Generally, damage per minute is actually dominated by bot laners because of the way team fights operate. Very, very interesting to me that that has not been the case here in CBLOL Academy. And I wonder how much of that's due to Smolder as well. Because Smolder doesn't pump out as much damage till later, so when you start hitting, you hit really, really hard. But yeah, before that, you're not really doing much. Okay, same starting roster as we've been seeing. Forlin, Ankra, Zoska, Juliera, Kick. You know, this game, our focus has been largely on Ankrith, Forlin. I've been trying to keep an eye out for Juliera, but he just hasn't been popping off. Partially the picks, perhaps, he's gotten. But Zoska's the one I want to see more of from this roster, from this Fluxer roster. Zoska's been stable, very steady. But yeah, not amazing. Has been doing better recently, though. The first couple of days was missing ult left and right. Now, you know, actually landing some of them. Liberty Academy, on the other hand, as you can see on your screen, Kina, their mid laner, somebody who we kind of saw surprising in terms of damage stats. Leandrin's been their best performer for me so far, even when they're kind of being focused down. Last game on the Lucian was really, really targeted, and just kind of eliminated it repeatedly, but that's bot space for Kina, so hey, still getting the job done.
Uma Kabum tinham uma certa escalabilidade ali dentro do jogo, eles conseguiram passar.
E não é o time qualquer, time da Kabum, dos favoritos aí.
Yeah, Superbrand's not with me today, so you'll probably notice a bit more breaks in between games. During Costreams and VOD reviews, I'm unlikely to like just talk the entire time. For one, my voice is a little bit scratched up from basically talking like the entire day, yesterday and the day before. Yeah, I was still recording podcasts and stuff too, so that adds up. Here we go with the draft. Oh yeah, Fluxus going for all the OBs. They're also going for a lot of barbecue here. I kind of find this interesting. We're seeing the Nocturne first pick. I'm just going to pause it so we don't run away with this. We're seeing Nocturne first pick here. And not the usual sort of Oriana. Nico's still probably not enabled. I believe she gets re-enabled on next patch, which for NA will be tomorrow, because patch drops then, or today. Can't remember which. And NA plays live patch. Instead, we have the TF for the global. And that to me is a way to cover the Smolder lane, but also a way to enable Rumble to really pop off. But Rumble and not solid composition, really strong, really high damage, very weak front line. So this team kind of has to pop off or die. But they've got global coverage to do it. Liberty, in a way, much more standard. Team fight comp, you got Maokai. I love the Maokai first picks right now. I think it's really, really strong. Into jungle here with the Alistair, the last pick for the Nautilus counter. Not bad. I personally still prefer functional though. So you get good team fight. You get really early pressure, which is one of the potential answers. It does mean though that Liberty not only has to have really seen too much from them, but they also have to close out quickly. Udyr into Rumble. You knew what you're picking into. Udyr probably one of the better matchups into Rumble. It's still not a winning lane necessarily, but you can kind of go even, and you can still proxy him. Talia as an answer into potentially the TF, and this could have been an ADTF, but or mid lane ADTF. That's fine. You're still trying to match here. I kind of like this. I think a lot of interact. Ban-wise, we see, of course, the necessary Vlad ban. Draven has kind of, which is interesting to me, and I'm still hoping we might yet see that Draven at some point. So, yeah, I think Fluxu, just power picks. They spike at about 6, and they're a mid-game power spike team. The early game is going to be strong top, but weak everywhere else, including the jungle. So Liberty, they've got a good early game comp. I would love to see them really take advantage of Fluxu before Fluxu starts to pop off. And even though I say Fluxu's comp comes online at 6, it's not strong at 6. They still need items. Roy only that top side's really strong at 6. They just have a lot more global pressure. So if Liberty just group up for objectives, Fluxu will find. Okay, so how do I rank their drafts? I think Fluxu, they're experimenting. I don't hate this draft, but I think it's very high execution threshold for this draft. I will give it a 3 pending, which might go up to a 4, depending on if they can execute this. If they can't execute this, then they're a 3. If they can execute it, then it's a 4, but it's a high execution threshold. So, depends on how good your team is. Liberty, just really solid draft overall, I think. I don't hate it. You kind of pick to match. Yeah, nothing wrong with this. The only problem is, of course, your scaling gets risky, and the cohesion isn't amazing for this composition. But I do like a lot of the tools that you have available. It's nothing amazing, nothing to write home about. I'll give them a 3. It's solid, but not like insanely incredible. Yeah, like nothing bad, nothing wrong. Whoops, I messed up. I pressed forward too many times. There we go. Just skip the live straight.
Completamente bot side mesmo, jogar pra cima dessa Kalista e fazer o jogo rodar.
Yeah, but this game I think should be closer than it looks on paper. I still think Fluxu is favored and likely to win. I like the spice that they're trying to bring to the table here. They're trying something new, something that we've not really seen too much from CBLOL or CBLOL Academy teams. We've seen the variant of the thing Talia Nocturne or Talia TF is what we've kind of been seeing a lot of for the globals. But I'm going to be honest, I don't feel like any team so far in CBLOL or Academy has taken advantage of sort of the double, triple globals. So yeah, that's something if they can execute.
Não tinha não, porque eu já tô careca há muito tempo.
Na época lá do circuito, você ainda tinha cabelo, cara.
Não, mas
esses dias minha mulher resgatou uma foto lá que ela tava vendo.
Standard save starts, neither team's going ham or anything. If anything, I thought Liberty might be able to cheese level 1. I think Alistar is really, really strong. At level 1, when you're playing kind of defensively or when you're setting up an ambush and waiting for enemy teams to walk into you. But no, they're playing safe for now. Standard. Very early ward coming out of Liberty. I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure I like that. That ward will expire by the time Ankrith is in the area. Good initial poke, though. One thing I do like, I should say, for these sort of double or melee support bot lanes is punishing the melee support. So in this case, we see a lot of the damage coming down onto Kick. Julia is so squishy. I actually like it when you take out the support first, because if Kick is too low to engage, this bot lane has to play very, very passive. Likewise on this side, right? If you can get Momoshi really low, Leandrin has to play kind of passive on how they want to engage. So I don't hate it when a team like targets out the support instead. This one's a little bit different because Kalista is strong. Ideally, you want to force Kalista out, and Kalista is shorter range. So in this matchup, you want to take out the Kalista. In this matchup, I think you target Nautilus for poke. It's also just a lot easier to hit the Nautilus because they will step up. Same with the Alistar. Good stack from SKB in here. Yeah, and then because of that, SKB can choose to not interact and just go for cutting the wave. Massive stack into Forlin. So Forlin will probably drop some CS. But this isn't without cost. Notice SKB is basically out of mana at this point. And did lose half their health. So,
Ou não?
could actually die here.
Pegou!
Deve tá
Olha
vindo.
o medo, lá vem o Forlinho, o SKB dança pra um lado e pro outro, acho que eles
Yeah,
acabaram
SKB's
de
ghosting, he's gonna die.
vai tentar fugir, sai correndo,
Proxy
vai na
champions
cama
work,
que
right? You're
pega,
just buying time,
cama
and
que pega,
SKB might
esse
actually get the execute.
saiu no
Oh!
no meio das torres,
Tartaruga,
tomou um
Oh,
teco,
okay.
executado,
Almost.
Ghost Blood.
But SKB was really close. I think if SKB just kept running through that turret and went down for the bot side execute instead, he probably would have had it.
Krat pega a eliminação.
Yeah. It still wastes a lot of time, and now Ankrith is behind tempo. So,
Nem precisou gankar, pô.
for a Nocturne, not the end of the world, but you do want to power farm to 6 as fast as you can, and now Ankrith won't be able to kind of sneak a gank in. You're just going to try and take the scuttle, continue clearing, and SKB TPs right back into it. I hate proxy champs. Or playing against proxy champs. I don't mind watching proxy champs. I just hate playing against them because as a top laner, when you have to play against a proxy champ, it's so non-interactive.
Porque essa primeira interação aí já não deu nada certo pro SKB.
A parada é que sem o fantasma agora, ele fica pouquinho mais
Yeah, thankfully Anchor doesn't lose out anything. Bot side, good base by Julier and Kick as well. This is not a cheater recall, we should note. They are losing massively on this. They are getting frozen on, I believe.
Quer chegar no nível 6 e ter pego esse
For the Andrin, I believe the Andrin should be freezing this.
Beleza. O fluxo tá fazendo.
Yeah, Julier and Kick just base there because you know you don't have jungle cover. Anchor to top side. You know Liberty knows you don't have jungle cover because, well, SKB bought so much time. So you can safely assume that Leveson is looking for something in this bot lane. If you stick around near diveable, you could get punished.
Na parte de cima do mapa, né? O Spec pode mostrar pra vocês aí no meio da selva.
I'm about to see if Juliera builds that build he went with the last time, the Shojin's Riftmaker build. This game, I don't really think you need it, but it is kind of risky, a short range anyways. And your comp has a lot of bursts. Like this Fuxu comp can do a lot of damage from really, really far away and then go in for the finish. I just fear that they... Well, I guess there was Oscar on Tuesday. They should have sustained damage. They'll be fine.
Potencial pressão ali que pode estar acontecendo, mas na real ele quer essas vastilarvas aí, o Nock é muito fácil para ele fazer.
Okay, we're just trading objectives. I like the idea. So, Fluxu have better control on the top side of the map, so we're seeing a bit of a vertical split right now, where Fluxu control this side and Liberty control that side. And this is because of it forced Anchor to kind of stun the top side, and it's also a function of Fluxu's draft, right? We mentioned before they've got a weak mid and bot for the early game, so they just have no control on this side of the map. So the top side is pressure from Forland. That's what's getting them top side pressure. Oh, this is a really slow take. I thought Leandrin and Mochi would help out, but they actually peeled off, so yeah. Starting from the second dragon, like, okay, Fluxu's vertical map right now, but starting for second dragon, I expect Fluxu to actually look to contest this, because if they can rotate Forland down from that top side to the dragon, Equalizer means they're actually really strong. And by the next dragon, I believe first item should be through, and that means Zoska should also be, you know, an actual champion. Oh, good gang. Duska's dead here. Oh, sorry, I was busy talking. I actually want to see the setup to that, because Dragon takes forever to go down. Dragon goes down. Okay, did they see Leveson? I don't think they saw Leveson. They just invade. Okay, that's fair. Zoska probably thought Leveson based, and so wasn't expecting this gang to come through. Yeah, here's where you see Leveson is already too late. Right there, yeah. The moment you saw Leveson, you needed a flash. I assume Zoska might have been distracted by the trade and didn't actually see Leveson come through from the side. Well executed from Liberty, kind of invading, continuing that control on the bot side. And those wards will still be up, so you can continue to look to try and punish Ankrith a little bit if you get bot side pressure, which, again, you should have.
Muito boa a colocação do time da Liberty, conseguiu pegar esse abate, vamos ver o que acontece agora, você vai ver no replay. O Shoska, ele tava no posicionamento ok, mas ele tinha que ter saído pra cima no Rio, né?
So we're seeing Zoska's vision, and right here, this is where Zoska needs to either flash this way or flash this way. Either's fine, but you just need to get under turret ASAP. Probably just trading, did not see Leveson till about here. And it's just too late at the point. Yeah, good synergy between Maokai and Talia because you can force those mines to explode as the Maokai. Just knock people back into it. It counts as a dash or displacement sort of thing.
Eu concordo contigo. O que importa é que o Kina pegou essa eliminação e era o que a gente falava que a Liberty precisava. Precisa de abate no Kina, precisa de abate no Leandrin, principalmente no Leandrin, pra essa Kalista poder fazer o jogo.
Cara,
Fala comigo.
é ótimo isso aqui que aconteceu no mid pra equipe da Liberty. Porque agora o Shoska não
Okay, SKB is still being an absolute menace in the top side. Forlan's up CS, which is fine. As a Rumble, I expect you kind of win this lane, but it's not the easiest. Okay. Nice attempt from Fluxu. They forced really, really hard. They burned the flash from Kina, and I think that's worth it. One of the fun things when you're running the double global, of course, is the fact that, sure, Ankrith is down, but Zoska can still cover either lane. So Liberty still have to be very careful about their ganks. I do feel like, in a way, a missed opportunity for Livizin in the early game to get ganks off. Yeah, there's not a lot of lanes you can go to. I mean, I think you could have gone top. I think SKB is doing a great job putting down pressure on Forlan. But now Livizin can't gank as easily because you do have to watch for double globals now.
Todo mundo no jogo já tem ultimate, acabaram de pegar agora o Kick, ele era dos últimos pra poder pegar esse ultimate, vamos ficar ligado.
Guardando caixão.
Esse nível 6.
Oh, Ankrith on spawn for these grubs. Yeah, I'd love to see it. There is a slight desync from Dragon, from grubs. In the first place, Ankrith took these faster, and secondly, Levinson took forever and a day to actually get the Dragon solo. So now Fluxu can take grubs and still actually contest for Dragon. Is Liberty going to contest this? I don't think you should, if you're Liberty. This feels like a bad idea. That's already 5 grubs for Ankrith.
Vamos ficar ligados se eles vão querer pouquinho mais, porque o Momote tá colado junto com o Levizinho, o Kick vai chegando e tomando aquelas pancadas iniciais.
I kind of like how Levison just walked in this way and like didn't go for didn't go for Kick was the easy target. You kind of just zoning out Zoska a little bit, just walking menacingly, see if you can get that. If you can't, no biggie. If you can, that's the vulnerable pick, especially no flash, still burnt from the last time. And first items are coming through. Static Shift for Zoska. That's an interesting one. We've actually only seen Kraken Slayer, I believe, so far from Twisted Fate. So Zoska is just trying to get lane prio. Shove and roam, shove and roam, shove and roam. And Ankrith was actually the first completed item with the experimental hexblade. I don't consider completed item until it hits Serath Embrace. So sure, Kina's got like a small bump, but it's not going to be as good as even a Static Shift.
No meio, o Levizinho tá tentando chegar, mas já voltou o flash do Shoska, então não é tão fácil pegar esse TF.
É, e o Shoska também.
Okay, do they know Ankrith is bot side?
Para limpar a onda de minions ali rapidão. Então vai ser pouquinho mais problemático pro Shoska ser empurrado na parte.
Ooh, equalizer used up there. Interesting. Yeah, really good job from SKB. Oh, but Ankrith is just wrecking them now. Wait, what? No shot. This is really bad from Fluxu. Oh my goodness. Okay. Like, this is way harder than it should have been. Way harder than it should have been. Holy crap. Fluxu clutched that one out. Like, okay, so this is fine. First of all, I'm gonna praise SKB for fighting this because SKB has made sure that Forlan can't actually leave the pressure you're constantly putting in, and that means the equalizer can't actually be rotated down here. So the big early game. Now this engage, really good pick that came out. The problem is, as we mentioned, does mean that they can go in, and we just talked about how Ankrith hit a power spike with the experimental hexblade, instantly just dives the Kalista, and like Kalista almost dead. This is where things went horrifically wrong, in a way, for the side of Ankrith. First of all, I don't know who dropped that vision, whether it's Nautilus or Kalista, whether it's the Andrew or Momochi, but whoever did that was genius because Ankrith actually autos the ward instead of autoing the Andrin. This is disturbing, because the Andrin should have died here. And because of that, Ankrith has to walk back, and yeah, sure, you're trying to kill Momochi. It doesn't matter. The Andrin has Fate's Call to pull them out. So at this point, I thought Fluxu actually lost the fight. You already lost Kick, your support. So it's a 4v3. And right there, the burst damage comes through. Do we finish? No, we don't. And Zoska gold carding Leandrin was kind of massive. Sure, insta-cleanse, but still forced them out. And then thankfully, you just barely have enough damage to pump this out. Kina's rotations were down from spells. Yeah, this was so clutch from Fluxu. And this is like worst case scenario for Liberty. You are the early game side of the match, and you lost it. Yeah, losing that's really bad. Another sick part is also Fluxu, like Zoska is not out reliant. Okay, so I was gonna say like they can look to contest a second time. They opt not to. Liberty get themselves second Drake. But we're seeing the contest start to come through. And that's what you need to see from Fluxu. You cannot give that second Drake for free. They don't. And that bodes well for the third Drake, because things will more and more favor Fluxu as we go on. Like we mentioned, Static Shiv, not Kraken Slayer, meant that this is not the early game spike and power spike that you see from a Twist of Fate. This is more push and roam than it is like stand there and actually team fight. If Zoska had Kraken Slayer, that fight would have swung a lot harder in Fluxu's favor. And by the next dragon, Zoska will have a next item completed. I don't know if that's going to be Rapid Fire Cannon. I see the Zeal there. That's usually what they go with, but yeah. Oh. Okay. Wait, where did Equalizer get dropped? I didn't even see it come across. Okay, we've seen this a couple of times. We saw it too, where Nocturne goes in, tries to get the Fear Tether, and we see Equalizer being dropped. Wait for the Fear Tether to actually go off before you drop the Equalizer. Because the more the Nocturne engages like that, Kina is either going to stay and fight thinking it's a 1v1 and thinking you can take it, or Kina's going to flash away immediately. If you drop Equalizer right from the get-go, Kina just flashes away and you burn flash, that's fine. But you use ultimates for it. You could have just used one and higher kill threat. And now Equalizer's down. Yeah, Liberty's just like, okay, we can fight this. Because what they've always been was Forlin and Equalizer on the stop side. If that's not, it's free. Yeah, right now I think Liberty has played the early game better with the comp they have. They've laned better. I won't say they've laned better. I think they've laned equally, but the early map movements for Liberty I think have been much better coming through. Ride it? No, we didn't ride it? Okay. So it's not a big deal in this situation because the turret was going to go down no matter whether or not you wrote the Herald. I just kind of prefer it when you do that because then you get Void Mites as well. Though I guess they wouldn't make it to the next turret, so moot point. Okay, Liberty, despite all their good map early movements, are still down 1,000 gold. So where the hell is this gold coming from? I think this is that one team fight, right? Yeah, I think it's just the one team fight. Okay. I'm a little concerned for Liberty and how they're going to team fight, but we'll see. Ooh, they burnt double globals on bot. Very nice. That's the second time now we've seen Kina kind of get away from that gank, the paranoia gank from Ankrith. And if you have burning ultimates like that as Kina, like you're done. Like, that's so good for you. And Kina's still up CS, so Kina's more than happy to soak these. Okay, now it's the engage from Liberty. Note how Leandrin isn't able to really get damage down in the beginning of that fight. Oh, Momochi. No, don't re-engage, guys. Just keep backing off. Like, oh no. The decision making from Liberty. I assume Forlin completed Leandris and that's what killed him. Or was that comment? Lembra dos Birubiru, tudo que a equipe da Fluxo tinha pego. Então tá aí, ó. Muito dano nessa torre e o Shoska acelerando, correndo. Yeah, okay. Leandris, that was what killed them. Rapid Fire Cannon for Zoska. Do we get a replay? You know what? I'll manual replay because I want to look at the setup. To that a little bit. So, Dragons coming up not too long from now. Liberty are in the area. And it's actually Kick who starts things off. Okay, so we've seen this. Fluxu is actually the ones being really proactive here and trying to start off fights. Ankrith, gank top and gank bot, trying to make things happen. Mid, this is another attempt at it. And for Fluxu, these are okay attempts. They're very low risk attempts. So right here, if you win this fight, even if you don't kill Leandrin, you force out Leandrin, you force out Momochi, and that gives you prior over Dragon. So this for them. Leandrin is able to get out. Good flash. Good Fate's Call. But this does mean right now that Liberty should not be looking to fight because they are down one big ultimate and Leandrin's really, really low. SKB is off on the side and they're spoiling for action. But SKB is Udyr, so it's fine, even though it goes to Spirit. This is where I have a problem because they call for the re-engage and Kina notably does not have New Year's Wall. So Kina still actually has to finish walking into this. I saw four of them push out that wave. A small window. So they are banking that we can win this 4v4. The initial fight looks kind of good, but the problem is Leandrin. This will be the first auto Leandrin puts down in this fight. 1, 2, 3. That's all Leandrin gets. And it did take quite a while because of that. They didn't have that burst damage. Congratulations, you took down Ankrith. He's already giving health. You're now really, really deep in. Cannon, so they can chase. And then right here, like great target selection. Zoska actually picking Momoshi because that's the low target who you can burst out. I agree with SKB trying to turn around here. I think if you all just run out, you'll be okay, maybe. And then if Kick kind of goes in, the further you are away, actually engages, the better chance you have of just turning. And if anybody should turn, like SKB needs to turn this way, or Levison needs to turn this way. If that to buy space for everyone. Yeah, Kina. Look at Kina too. Kina is not running away. Kina is stepping up and trying to cover. I don't think that's the right call. I think you just keep running this way, and if need be, you throw that workaround. That's not even workaround. So yeah, you can just one of the advantages to Talia is that you can poke while running. Kina should have just backed out and poke while running. Instead, Kina gets hooked, and this is where a nightmare situation occurs. Liberty actually turn. All of them turn. Levison, Leandrin, all turn. Like, Leandrin's not going to help anything. Just run, mate. Like, you're not going to work out. And then they're milling about. They don't even get damage down. Yeah, this is a nightmare situation for Liberty. You have an early game comp. You've botched the early game now. Flux with the better skill in comp. They have the better macro pressure. Now Liberty basically have to look for picks with their comp. Because you're not going to win the 5v5 team fight. Ankrith building tanky. I actually appreciate this. We're just kind of going straight tank after experimental hit plate. Fluxu needs somebody who can soak the initial engage. And Ankrith is going to be that person.
O Fluxo tem muitos mecanismos para iniciar uma luta e isso tá fazendo toda a diferença.
E a Liberty veio com tudo, né? Eles tentaram e de novo o que eles tentaram não foi o suficiente para parar o Fluxo.
Right now I'm trying to decide between Fluxu for Ankrith and Zoska, who I think is doing more work for this team. I feel like Ankrith is trying more, but Zoska has been more efficient. See, that's what I mean, right? Like, Ankrith, again, forces in, doesn't find anything. Zoska is doing more in the backline. Okay. Much better for Liberty this time. Oh, very nice. Very nice for Liberty. Really well played. And this, okay, you know what? I can't give it to Ankrith, because I think Ankrith is over-forcing their hand a little bit. They're on Dragon, by the way. This setup from Fluxu is a little bit late on how they reset. And they make the call to just dive Leandrin. I don't think that's the right call. By the way, Julia does not arrive till now. So that's not the big reason too. They don't have the initial burst damage. They're committing so hard for this. Yeah. They just overcommit on the side of Fluxu. You're not that strong. And that opens the door for Liberty. Liberty now have Soul Point. Damn.
pegou o dragão, tão em ponto de alma, deu certo demais o que você comentou, a questão da zaga aí do time da Liberty, pra não deixar passar. O SKB tava com a vida meio baixa, o Fluxo focou ele, matar o Udyr não é nada fácil, Colossus, e a Fluxo até conseguiu, mas deixou os carregadores da Liberty livres.
A Liberty quer isso, né? A Liberty quer que todo mundo bata no Udyr a fight toda.
Bate aí no suporte, né?
Okay, split push from Zoska.
É isso que eles querem. Primeiro, e aí tem o que-
That's the thing about Flux's comp that I really appreciate is it's hard to execute because it's really squishy and you had a really weak early game. But once you get rolling, you have so many options. You can pick, you can team fight, you can split push. The team fight's not great, to be honest, but yeah, and we're kind of seeing that right now. That's fine. The job's done. Ooh, really well played from Momoshi there. Ooh, damn, sure they just ran them down. Okay, that was really good from Liberty. The target selection was on point. Ooh, okay. I think Kina and Leandra need to be very, 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 very careful. Like, Forlin might be able to kill them. Okay. Huge from Liberty. He throws off the throw. Okay. Please give me the replay. I was patient and I waited. So you're going to give me a replay, right? Yeah. Okay. So setup for this is that Zoska is split pushing bot side, which you can do because you have Twisted Fate and you have TP. So a lot of sort of global map pressure. Now, the problem is that Fluxu just screwed their last fight. So Liberty is kind of strong right now, and they don't have vision in the pit. This word's blocked out. So effectively for Fluxu, they're playing into Fog of War. This is all blind right now. That. And they need to peel. Baron's kind of low already because Liberty have been here for a while, and also Callista Rend is an issue. So Fluxu have to engage this. The question is how they want to engage it. It is hunting Baron, so we don't see the that we normally see in this area, so it's actually harder for Fluxu now. Equalizer comes across straight down the middle. That's good. We saw Mom being used as well for the damage. And Kick dies. That is unfortunate, but that's okay. And if you're Fluxu, this is where you just completely disengage. But this is where Liberty plays this incredibly well. Momoshi is alive. Fate's Call chucks Momoshi into the back line. And Momoshi picks the... You've got two people you need to catch. Either Julia or Zoska. You're behind Zoska, you knock Zoska in. And then this is where, I guess, kind of a problem, because Fluxu think, okay, we can do this. They're all low health. They're low health. But Florin's overheated, so we don't have the Flame Spitter, which is massive. And right there, Leandrin, where did Leandrin even hop over from? Yeah, Leandrin just comes in, and Julia steps up a little bit too far. Yeah, you're dead. Just unfortunate. Liberty plays actually really, really well, and Fluxu, I think, yeah, without the vision, without the control, without the setup, it comes back to bite them. Yeah, this is Liberty squad. This is why I said it's a close game. Liberty has showed us, you know, their aggression, their pluckiness. I think the first couple of weeks, my biggest problem with this roster was that SKB, Levizan, and Kina were performing very, very poorly. Like, they were getting caught out. They were getting killed. They were not in zones where they needed to be. Oh, okay. And that happens. Yep, that's the global we're talking about. They do have to be careful for SKB, though. SKB can mess them up a little bit. They don't have damage, and Kina's not on a 0 this time, so they have to like, kind of be careful. Nice pick onto Juliera. The target selection from Liberty this game has been immaculate. Yeah. Fluxus scaling, though, will likely see them through this game. You've already seen the combo that Juliera, Ankrith, Forlin, they can all just kind of put out, and once the entrance down, the fight's really hard for Liberty. I can't remember if Azir was banned, but if it wasn't banned... Okay. No, I was thinking like Azir would have been a better pick, but no, I think Kina's Talia has been doing exactly what they needed. Finding these picks, finding the global pressure. Absolutely nothing wrong with what Kina's doing, so I probably wouldn't say Azir would be the better pick, but they will certainly miss the sustained damage that an Azir would bring compared to Talia. Nice, that's so for Liberty already. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, Fluxu have to overextend to try and steal that. Really nice. I don't think Zoska has Kraken Slayer yet, does he? Yeah, no, went for the Rage Blade instead. So that's why we see Kraken Slayer so much more than, say, Static Shiv, because the idea a lot of times is that, hey, as a Twisted Fate, I already have they gave him 80 scaling on his Q on the wildcards, so you can use that to wave clear your Q instead. QW is enough. Sure, it drains more mana, but you do more damage, and you saw how low SKB got, but not enough to kill him. A Kraken Slayer probably would have killed SKB there.
na saída.
E agora a Liberty empolgada pela vitória de ontem, tem ouro na frente, tem alma do oceano, tá com o jogo na mão o time da Liberty. Se conseguir continuar protegendo o Leandrinho e o Kina do jeito que eles fizeram até agora, é marchar pra fazer esse barão que nasce daqui a um minutinho e fechar o jogo.
O foco é todo esse, é o que a gente tá falando desde o começo. São os dois nomes aí nos quais a Liberty confia pra carregarem o jogo. E eu gostei de como ficou essa energia também da composição da Liberty, cara. Se você pensar...
Okay, yeah, Liberty might are actually significantly in the lead right now. The Baron didn't net them as much as they might have wanted. Actually, no, they pushed on mid with it. So yeah, I think they played that. They used all their tools really, really well. I'm still seeing some early game issues with this Liberty squad, but yeah, mid to late, we're definitely seeing them come online. I don't know if it's a leadership, shot calling sort of thing that they fixed, but it looks like it right now, just to the eye. Yeah, Juliera is finally online, but I fear he doesn't have enough damage. I'm not sure which build he won, and I wasn't really watching. Yeah, Shojin's Riftmaker, okay. Yeah, so this is the sort of like long range burst build in a way right now, even though it's Riftmaker. Okay, they find Kina, but they lose Baron. Ocean Soul is doing so much here. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's Liberty winning this. Let's go, Liberty! Huge for them. I'm so happy for the squad. For them and INTC, I think like both of them have a lot of hope coming in after a very rough start to the split, and I'm really glad that Liberty is starting to show like what they're capable of. MVP for me this game has to be Kina for the playmaking that they were able to put out. But I want to also shout out Leandrin, who's been playing this game really, really well as well. SKB and Levison did exactly what they needed to do. Like the Liberty's mistakes were in the, or not mistakes, their suboptimal play was in the early game. They're not really mistakes because it didn't cost them anything. It's just that it wasn't the most efficient or the best way things could have been done. It doesn't matter though when they're able to capitalize. Fluxu's draft. This is why, as much as I think it's a 4, I kind of hesitate to give it to them. Yo, Arkston, long time no see. It's been a while. Leandrin, yeah, I want to give, like, Leandrin did really, really well. That's why I want to shout out Leandrin. But I feel like Kina has done more this game with the walls, with the map pressure, and with finding picks. Because the way Liberty played a lot of that sort of mid-game was to find picks onto targets, and that kind of kept them in the game a little bit. So I'll give it to Kina, but yeah, shout out to Leandrin, definitely, for really good positioning. Okay, Akrith is in again. Oh, that Ocean Soul, man. I'm just seeing Leandrin keep surviving and healing back up. It's so disgusting. Yeah, Ignite down. Oh, here we go. We heal back up. Half health again. Nasty. Absolutely nasty. Yeah. Okay, so the laning from Liberty wasn't great. They fell behind, but it wasn't terrible. Like, they did nothing wrong. It's just that, yeah. The early map movements were not the best, but they got a lot better. Did they ban Azir? Okay, yeah, Azir was banned. Okay. That makes sense. That was the only thing I was like kind of hesitant to see. One thing I mentioned in draft, Smolder last pick is not something we're seeing. A lot of times in CBLOL Academy or CBLOL, if we see a Smolder, it's very high prio. Like usually B1, B2, or R1, R2, right? So this is a choice from Fluxu to say that we just sack the early game pressure on this and just pick Smolder with double globals. I don't hate it. Pretty nice comp. If you could execute, I'd give you a 4 on this comp. But the execution is very tough for Fluxu. We're not able to execute. Map movements. The initial map movements weren't great. But I think they made up for it with how they played the end game and they got the important things. Their team fight was really good for this composition. The team fought better than I thought they would with this. It's a very simple composition. It's literally just peel for Leandrin. Just buy space for Kalista. And because they're kind of squishy, just run it. So it's not a hard comp. But yeah, I mean, that's part of your draft. You drafted a simple comp and you executed well on it. The X Factor is not super amazing for me. It was like, okay, like nobody like super popped off. Oh, it's Guinness. And then Fluxu. Ooh, Fluxu. Wait, no, actually, any other notes on Liberty? I think they're waking up.
Fizeram uma partida muito boa, surpreenderam. Confesso que eu achei que ia faltar dano no time da Liga.
Sim.
Mas eles conseguiram.
Se eles não morrem, a fight vai se alongando, a Kalista vai estacando. A mesma coisa, a Thalia vai ficando livre.
Yeah, I think the engine is no longer elo held, so that's really good.
Tinha que ser executado. O Levizinho começou muito bem isso, já mostrando e aplicando pressão onde tinha que aplicar. Já no começo do jogo, recurso em cima do Kina.
E vocês estão vendo os melhores momentos.
Levizen still has no early game pressure. That is a problem to me. But
conseguindo um bom dano nesse ultimate, mas depois eu achei que faltou, Costream. Eu sei que ele não estava mais conseguindo. Depois desse dano inicial, ele ficava ali meio vendido. E até aí parecia que o Fluxo ia conseguir deslanchar.
Mas nessa fight já dava pra ver um pouquinho do que tava acontecendo.
Momochi, honestly, to me, is getting covered a little bit by Liandrin in terms of how well they're playing or how poorly they're playing. They put themselves in some awkward situations, but there's always Fate's Call. And I don't know if that's like planned or those are mistakes coming from Momochi's positioning. So I'll do it for now. Fluxu, yeah, I'll give you a 3 for the draft. The draft itself is not bad. I just don't think you can execute, and therefore it's a minus point if you're drafting drafts that you can't actually execute on. The laning was pretty decent for them. Juliera being down TS is par for the course, is what you expect in this matchup, because you're playing into a pressure lane. But at the same time, like I don't think anything stood out from their laning for me. It was okay. Their map movements were not good. Or actually, no. That's not strictly true. You want to see Kina pop off more. Glad they seem to be keeping up to date. Yeah, I'm glad too, because the first couple of weeks, Kina did not pop off. And then last game, yesterday on the Azir, honestly, Kina had some of the freest lanes ever. So didn't feel like that was on Kina. But Kina also made no mistakes and was able to pump the damage. This game on the Thalia, I think was a much better game for Kina. I love seeing it. And I still want to see Kina get Vladimir one of these days. Like, I want to see all the players get their one tricks at least once, just to see what they can do with them. Like, how scary is the one trick, you know? Yeah, so map movements, the movements itself was right, but the way Ankrith kept starting off fights was really, really bad. You know, I'll give them the map movement score, and I'll take it off their team fight score. Their team fights were pretty bad. Like, you could see the idea for the picks a couple of times come through. The burst damage from Ankrith and from Juliera and Zoska coming through. But by and large, it was not good, and Ankrith would just horrifically overextend. This is also why I kind of said Kina, because I suspect that the damage would be much higher from Kina. Because Kina was doing the upfront burst, and people doesn't get to do anything. And also, the Andrin was, especially in the early game. Actually, do I want to downgrade their map movements because of that? No, I'll still give them the 4. Yeah, their early map movements was a little bit sus from Liberty. The X factor from this team was not great. I won't give them a 0 because I think that's where they did kind of make things happen. What up? Who do I give this to? Juliera's damage is high because of the style of that champion. I cannot give it to Ankrith since he inted it. Do I give it to Zoska? Despite the low damage, I think that's a function of the build. They get to Levizen. What? What is the criteria for this? Why? Okay. What? But generally, I'm just surprised they gave it to Levizen. I didn't think Levizen was the best performing player on this team. But, oh, is that a thing? Okay. I mean, yesterday, most of the MVPs I kind of agreed with. This game, I'm just really surprised they gave it to Levizen. I think Levizen tried to force a lot of things, but as I might already... Arxon, I don't have the right to call out bad MVPs because I give bad MVPs sometimes. When we were on Riot stream, there was one week where the one week I hosted, I think I gave MVPs to all the 80 carries, and all the CP English casters were like, RC, what are you doing, man? I like my ADCs a little bit too much sometimes, so. But no, generally I'm just surprised and like wondering why, like what's the idea behind Levizen in this particular case. I'm just curious because I didn't see it, and maybe it's me. So, yeah. I think I'll give this one to Zoska. Because Zoska might have been meh is not bad. And I think into that KB kind of got locked up. Couldn't do anything. So yeah. Very, very important game. I think individually they're when their comp is solid, they look really solid. But again, it kind of goes down to this high risk or unusual comps. They keep doing this. And because of that, I'm gonna demote them. They are no longer an AAA minus tier to me. Their hands are AAA minus tier, but yeah, it's not always that Academy MVPs are weird, but it happens much more often than not. Yeah, that's fair. My observation so far for the Academy MVPs has been the jungle ones are weird. If they give like to mid or AD carry, usually like I can understand, but yeah. Or support. Sometimes they give it to support, and I'm like, really? Really? That's what we're going with this? Okay, let me see what the mix match is. Next match. Oh, okay, there we go. They popped it up here. Furia versus Tropa. Okay, that should be a close one. I mean, they are literally tied to score right now. Let me just move down here so that I can take a look later. And let's start with Furia. Zyno said, I think she reported that Zyner Steino will be moving up to CV Law this weekend. So that's spicy. And on top of that, not only is that going to happen, that means they're replacing Destroy and Mir. And I'm going to be honest, I'm shocked about that. I don't think that Zyno and Steiner are I don't think they can beat Destroy and Mir hands wise. So to me, this has to be a communications issue, which I find really interesting because it's been bad. Like Destroy, sure. I think Destroy has been very off-sync from the rest of the team, but I thought Mir was actually working well with the team. So yeah. A little bit surprised they're replacing Mir as well. I'm excited for Zyno and Steiner to get a shot, and I feel like they need to pop off, but I'm worried that they will not be able to match up. Steiner has been a good, solid player for me, for Furia. Definitely somebody I keep my eyes on. But Zyno, I'm not sold yet. I mean, I said Zyno got MVP last game, but or for me, for Furia. These MVPs are not like official MVPs. Like, they're just my personal thoughts. Yeah, because even Bren disagrees with me on some of these, and that's okay. Like, Bren might be right. Yeah, these are my own notes for myself anyways. Tropa, on the other hand, they're a bit hit or miss for me. Their drops have been bad, I feel like, and even when the drops are good, like sometimes the team doesn't play to their draft condition. Avenger's good, Sowedo's good. Improve, honestly, has been looking better to me in recent weeks, or in recent days, I guess. We're only in week 3. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I'm favoring Furia a little bit more right now, just because I don't trust Tropa and how they're drafting. Let's see if that changes. Mir was just the package that went with it, pretty much. Destroy is barely communicating English for the rumors. Yeah, and that's really unfair, I feel like, for Mir. Mir is a good player. I mean, coming from NACL, coming from Oceania, I think Mir has proved himself, and I think it's unfair that Mir gets screwed if this is the case. And I'm not saying it is. I don't know what the team's doing. But I wouldn't be surprised if this was the case, that Mir is just the translator. And that's why they picked up Mir. But I think it's not fair that Mir gets screwed by Destroy when Mir is one of the better performing players, I feel like, right now. I mean, it's IUZI, yeah, they're doing well. I think Mir is performing better than Tuts, personally. Though I don't think Tuts is like doing anything terrible either. I just think Mir is actually doing well on that team. Okay, draft. Let's see here. Milio ban. Okay, Smolder ban. Respect. Milio ban. Respect. Okay, these are super standard red side bans. Tropa's coach. Awaken understands the assignment. The Tristana ban against Avenger. Ooh, when we saw the LeBlanc ban yesterday, I guess Avenger's been pulling this out in scrims. He used to be known for things like Yone, Tristana, LeBlanc, these sort of. So I'm really happy to see that. We Oriana blinded with Azir up. Oh well, I mean, that's fine. You don't the ban. We see meta picks coming through. Varus can flex. Ezreal as an answer. Xinjiao for aggression. Okay, I don't hate it. I kind of like it. Cassante. The first set of picks from both these teams, really solid. I will put a bit of a question mark on Ezreal, though. I don't know why we're picking Ezreal so early. Are we literally just trying to outrange Varus? Because I think lethality Varus is going to stomp you. We'll see. Second base fan phase, Twisted Fate, another meta ban comes through. I like it. Lee Sin, I especially like, first of all, because it's Soweto who plays well, but also Lee Sin LeBlanc combo is OP, and I think a lot of people have forgotten that. We see the Pike ban against Tominias that we see sometimes, not all the time, but I think especially with these two picks, this is a really good ban. That we see Gwen against Zyno, okay, bit of a targeted ban. Because I mean Aatrox is on the table, they didn't opt for that. This is where things get weird, because I really like these. The first three picks for both teams. Oops, I missed. First three, I love it. These are great. I absolutely love these. These are kind of like WTF picks. Okay, so the Viego makes sense when you've already got Varus LeBlanc, and this could be, at this point, this is looking more like lethality. Oh wow, I cannot. You know what? I shouldn't write long words. That's a mistake on my part. This is looking like lethality because squishy, pseudo squishy. Xin Zhao is not as tanky as here. Solid pick. And then Fury goes, oh crap, we need tanks. And they need a support and a top laner, and they went with Zac Maokai. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And kind of odd to me. And then we just go not those answers. So I think I like the drop. I think they dropped it better. Now can they execute is a big problem. Furia kind of felt like we just kind of last minute flexed, and now I'm worried about this Ezreal. I don't think this Ezreal is going to have a good game. We shall see, but I think this big question mark pick is okay. Sorry, you're saying he also wasn't the best, but indeed a lot of people are saying the same. That Destroy are saying the same, that Zyno's Diner is not ready to go up yet, or won't be an upgrade, or saying that Mir is kind of getting screwed because of Destroy and probably didn't deserve to get screwed. And sorry, yeah, once both, yeah, okay. Oh, I'm glad that I'm not like that crazy a gringo. Sometimes as gringos, like, we don't have the inside story, and then we'll say things that everybody's like, you guys are crazy, and I'm like, oh, my bad. But glad this is not one of those times. Oh, wow. Really? Ooh. Come on, man. Like, teams have had worse things happen to them. I would have thought people would be calling for Aoshi to step down more than Maestro, because I think the INTZ fall from grace is worse than, well, okay, I guess, yes, yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. I was gonna say, yeah, I guess the other problem too for Maestro is that he broke apart the Furia kids, like the super kids, because I wish they had more time, you know, like, okay, if you want to replace Betao, I think you can do that if you're looking for carry in the top lane, versus, you know, what they were making Betao do. But even then, I think it's kind of unfair, because Betao was playing utility because you made him play utility. I mean, the man likes to play likes to play Garen, probably a bit too much, but oh, okay. So for INTZ, it's not Aoshi who gets to call the shots on the roster. Okay, that's fair then. Whereas Maestro called the shots on his. Okay. You know what? You took a risk for Maestro getting rid of the Furia kids, and I guess it didn't pan out. Whereas I guess Aoshi, if it's the CEOs and the higher ups who are making the calls on the team, then yeah, then poor Aroshi's just stuck, like, dealing with whatever crap you have. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fair. Yesterday, I don't know if you saw the tweet, that Coach CL tweeted yesterday about how, like, yeah, he'd be scared of Aoshi. The man looks like he could bench him, like, could make him into a cube or something like that. I find that so funny. Aoshi looks jacked. I'd be terrified. But everybody, like, I've heard that apparently he's a really, really nice guy. He's just also very, very fit. Yeah, but you see, that's the problem, Arson. That's why I thought Aoshi would get more flack than Maestro did, because INTZ did so well last split with that Miracle roster, and then they got rid of, like, multiple players on that team who were really, really good. And then, like, you rebuilt with, like, kind of known quantities who aren't, like, that hype, you know? And you know what? If you manage to make a Miracle with, like, Tay, Damage, and Aitusa, that's one thing. But if you fail, then I thought, like, you get a lot of flack for it. Yeah, I mean, that's the sentiment then. That's if it's not his fault, then yeah, that's fair. Oh, wait, hold on. Iolo's playing. An L or an I literally cannot see. Let me try my notes. Is that Lolo or Iolo? This is Furia. Furia. Let's see their roster. It's not even listed, this player. Damn. Okay. Okay. Let me... Whoops. I want to row below. Okay. Interesting. We got a random new player. I like it. And they are winning this matchup hard right now against Avenger, which is doubly, triply surprising because first, it's Avenger with CBLOL experience. Second of all, it's Avenger who was known for his LeBlanc. Oh, I love this too. Snyder got in. Unseen. Nice. Really well played from Furia. So, this is not Hill of Blades Varus, it's Lethal Tempo. So not the lethality. Which which I probably should have mentioned. I mean, when we saw the Zac and Maokai come through, but even then, like, Ezreal, Maokai is a very defensive lane. Like, you don't have a lot of poke damage yet. So, it's expected that Varus and Nautilus will push out. So they push out, and Steiner actually got into the push, taking the long way around and wasn't spotted. So, really well played from Fury. I'd love to see it. Well played from Steiner. He's amped up. He's ready to go for CBLOL. Yeah, if it is or not, you don't know. That's fair. INTCCO is very active, not the best one. Oh, I'm on Trope and stuff. Thank you. My bad. Good catch. I completely missed it. Fury, there we go. Okay, they tried to gank LeBlanc. Actually at the flash, okay. Good gank from Steiner. He's been very so far. Very effective, so. Wait, they flashed a vision. Did they see? Oh, this is so good from Steiner, man. This is so good from Furia. This is so sexy. Holy crap. I love that. So Tropa have no clue Dragon's being taken. They suspect, but they don't know. And that right there is a bro, like knowing exactly where the vision was on that area and knowing like just. Okay, Oroboy popping off a little bit, burning the flash out of Zyno. Yeah, right now Furious early game has been spot on. Really good. They are winning on the lanes they're expected to win out. Oh no, Yuzen might have just inted. Yuzen inted. Pour one out for the boys. Just as I was praising how well Fury played the early game, Yuzen kind of inted it. The good thing is it went to Tominias and not to improve at least. Actually, did Soweto actually get the camp? Okay, Soweto actually stole it. Nice. Yeah, if Soweto didn't get the camp at all, then that's a really rough invade, which doesn't pay off. They're trying to basically out jungle Steiner right now, who's been ganking the lanes, and Soweto's been doing a good job answering. So, for all that Fury has done a great job, Tropa is not that far behind. And Oroboy is dominating the top side. With the Tropa composition, I am not... They're not pressured to make early moves, you know? So they're okay for how it goes. I'm not really criticizing them too much for the early game. I think Fury has just played the early, like, first couple of minutes of the game. The opening 6 minutes of the game is better. But, yeah, Tropa has not done anything wrong. Ooh. Okay. I think Avenger was dead either way.
Linda bate-cobra do flash do Avenger.
Não sai porque ele acertou.
Getting soloed by the Shinjao feels bad
A
though.
situação ficou esquisita pro Avenger, que até dibrou ali, ele conseguiu inclusive se reposicionar, saiu do ultimate do Steiner. O Steiner queria ter matado no ult, tá? Mas não deu certo, o Avenger se reposicionou rapidão ali.
Okay, so Furious strength is quite a bit of it's on Steiner for the next little while. Aikawa getting first kill, first blood was huge, but it's going to take a while for the Ezreal to come online still. So I think Chopa kind of need to force the next dragon. Giving up the first one is okay, but you don't want to be giving more than that. Ooh, Lolo missed. Unfortunate.
Tomou apavoro ali, jogou tudo pra cima, falou, meu Deus. Beto R, que não vai dar.
Abalou.
Nice try though.
O Avenger que tá com a letra ocultada. Então, assim, parece que essa
I think Lolo's been doing a real good job surviving the lane right now.
pra D não, parece que ela vem a P mesmo.
Sim, sim.
Se ela viesse, na real, ela precisa vir. Agora, parando pra olhar a composição, uma parada que a gente não tinha conversado anteriormente. Se ela vem pra D, a composição fica meio desbalanceada, né?
Fica muito dano físico, né?
É, então, não ia ficar tão legal. Ela precisa vir como resposta a AP mesmo, senão era só.
Yeah, Soweto is 7. I think they're just trying to build that first item first.
Na frente do ouro, mas esse ouro aí vai ser
Tunneler and Caulfield's Warhammer. What does that give us?
no late game aí, você vê vantagem pra um lado ou pro outro?
Ah, muito pro late game tem Ezreal e Orianna.
I'm so used to seeing Kraken Slayer,
Sim, tem Ezreal e Orianna.
Viego, that I'm kind of not sure. Is that Sunder Sky that we're going for here?
30 de Viego também. É difícil, na real. Se a Orianna e o Ezreal pegar.
Like, I know that's the build path for Sunder Sky. I just don't know if there's like a better tunneler item which builds out of that for Soweto. No, there isn't. Okay. Okay, I'm done with that. I think that's a tankier build. And with the LeBlanc, I guess you kind of don't need like straight Kraken Slayer damage. And you've got lethal tempo Varus as well for sustained damage. And we're seeing Tropa again kind of give away that dragon for free. I'm really not liking this when I think your bot side actually has pressure and you're just kind of ceding that. Oh, wow. Okay. We used Heartbreaker there from Soweto. Interesting.
São duas barricadas levadas pela tropa 15 na parte superior e são as únicas duas barricadas do jogo até agora.
Yeah, I'm not a super big fan of this particular lane swap. I'm looking for Tropa to prove to me why this was a good idea. Because I ain't seeing it. You did get 6 Void Grubs though, and you can still contest with third Drake. It's not that big a deal. It's not like a... Like, this isn't a game over mistake for me. Or just like, I'm not following the logic sort of thing. Now I'm thinking about, maybe they're just afraid of facing Steiner Lolo right now. Steiner is very strong. And Avenger has not gotten off the ground, unfortunately. So maybe that's why they're just seeding it. That's got to be it, right?
Pode ver ali, o Avenger tá com 4k200, ele tá com 3k900, é 300 de ouro. Por enquanto não faz tanta diferença. Mas aquele papo que a gente falou, deixando essa LeBlanc um pouquinho mais livre, ela ganhando espaço, ela pode jogar side. E eu não sinto que tenha duas respostas.
Okay, now we're getting some interesting lane assignments. Fury have rotated their bot lane into the mid lane, which is usually what we expect to see with lane rotations. But Tropa has opted to remain the same. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of these assignments. I think Furia, Ezreal, Aikawa using it specifically, will struggle to push effectively and meaningfully into the LeBlanc. LeBlanc has decent wave clear. Oh. Oh, Soweto died early there. Ooh, boy. Okay, yeah. I guess this was why Tropa was avoiding the dragon, because you did not win that team fight. Steiner's really strong. Low TP down as well. Can they find Hamias? Oh, really nicely played from Furia. They get both. Huge, really royal play from Furia in that sequence of wins. And now everything pans out for them. Okay, Tropa answered back top side turret, so they're still even in gold, but yeah.
Mais uma barricadinha pra fechar com chave de ouro. E tá aí o engage que começou, a galera caçando o Chino, mas essa...
Yeah, I think Improve just needs to answer on this, right? Like, if you see your team kind of collapsing, just go for it. Because I don't think Cinder Sky is for Soweto, so literally you're just not going to win that. Shinjao stronger until you get that Cinder Sky or that first item. You're just never going to beat the Shinjao. Even after first item, I'm not sold that you beat the Shinjao because his base damage is just so high. Or maybe the Cinder Sky was completed. I don't know. Yeah, that just did not look good for Soweto.
eles não querem deixar o jogo desgarrar.
And now Fury have
Vão fazer esse arauto pra tentar abrir mapa.
a lot of
O Chino
control.
já viu, deu a cara por ali, o problema é que
And
ele tá
up north.
do time
Yeah, I don't
da
know.
Então ele dá um
I feel like the teams are kind of misplaying this. Like, when they had a lead, when Chopa has that big burst damage of LeBlanc, I feel like they're not rotating that whatsoever. So Soweto set back too long. Chopa played early game a bit too passive for my taste. And now Fury has an advantage. Why are we not going for Herald? What are we looking for here in this bot lane? I don't understand this.
O Chino tá sendo caçado, né, cara? Coitado do Chino, velho.
Like, am I going crazy?
4, 5 malucos em cima dele, pô.
Mas não deu certo lá no bot não, Colosso, porque o Zek fez a diferença. Aguentou, puxou, controle de grupo absurdo, não morreu.
Because I kind of feel like I am going crazy.
O Chino fez o papel dele como um cara cuidado que ele tá. Opa! Vai achar mais um.
Deu de cara com o Soweto, consegue jogar
Yeah,
pro
Soweto's
alto,
just
mas
getting-
toma cuidado, porque o Tominha está próximo, o Avenger também. Então a Fúria dá aquela recuada, o Zente chega pra apoiar seu companheiro, seu caçador, eles vão fazer o roubo, vão tirar esse azul do time da tropa.
Vai fazer esse contest de boa. Tem bastante gente também da Fúria por aqui, Grotá. O Lolo tá com pressão aqui na parte de baixo, o Lolo, né? Na parte central, o Aikawa vai escalando ali de boa, com seus itens, já fechou o primeiro, ainda tá estacando a sua gota. Todo mundo da tropa 15 entrou por aqui, o Arauto tá solto.
Eles soltaram o Arauto no meio, eles querem essa torre, vamos ver a movimentação. Tem dragão também na brincadeira. Vai ser pilotado o Arauto. Bem na torre! Garante ali o Ouro Boy, a galera da Fúria fecha. Milhares de pipocas batendo na torre. Por enquanto o time da tropa vai recuando.
TP
Eles
flanco,
querem
TP
esse dragão. Tem teleporte no flanco.
É o Izek.
É justamente o Zek. Lá vem pererecando. Pra cima.
Nice.
Que não consegue jogar, ele já foi eliminado.
Really well played.
Vai envolvendo.
Yeah, Chopa's just so far behind the curve from the early game right now.
O Chino continua na linha
They
de
just
frente.
cannot fight this.
Vai cair, a galera detona. 3 abates pra Fúria e o dragão também é dele.
Bom teleporte do Chino, sensacional a chegada do top laner, um teleporte muito bem timado. Ele não acertou as skills, então poderia ter ficado mais...
Part of this is from lack of vision. Because when the TP comes through, you can see that that this is going to happen. Split becomes kind of weird. Tominias join improve on the side because they're looking for a potential re-engage. And because of that, they don't realize that the Zac is here, and then improve just gets side alone.
Não acertou as skills, então poderia ter ficado mais caro, mais rápido.
Yeah.
Mas é que o Improve não se
I think if you have vision, you can maybe try and peel back when improve, or you know the group and disengage together. Even then, it's going to be a rough fight, and I don't think they win it just because they're down gold and their builds. Yeah, they're just not at the right power spikes right now to make things happen. Avenger going for the Lich Bane. Okay. So this is kind of like budget AD LeBlanc right now. Avenger wants the AP to burst people, but also wants to split push pressure. So you go for Lich Bane first item. Lich Bane is a really, really good item. I just don't know if I like it as the first item to come through. It feels like you're compromising between AD and like pure burst. That's it. I don't think it's terrible by any means, especially into something like an Orianna, where you might be trading with autos quite a bit.
Não, não tinha. Ele fez o que ele conseguia, morrer. É isso aí que dava pra ele.
Deu 3 flechadinhas ali no auto-ataque, a vida dura.
3 flechadas no ultimate e deu por hoje, fechou a conta.
E o time da tropa não desiste, eles vêm atacando pelo meio do mapa.
Okay, Tropa should not be pushing up here. This is kind of illegal. But Improve is getting free fire. That's kind of big. Yeah, despite how good that is for Tropa, they can't win it. Like, I think Fira actually misplayed a little bit, but it's okay. Like, okay, so this push from Tropa, they know they have a bit of a numbers advantage. They collapse faster. This is good. But I think they just need to focus the turret and not actually commit to a fight. Like, they start off the fight, it's under turret. So, like, Orboy is tanky, but still. And the problem too is like how they try to engage that. They went onto... Okay, so the problem you're going on to, like, you've got Usint and you've got Steiner. Those are the frontliners. Even if Usint goes down here, even if, you're still in a really bad spot and you've burned a lot of cooldowns on that. I like the idea from Avenger to look for the flank, but again, you're under turret and you need to just take out play. So Tropa is already disadvantaged. You're now... Yeah, see, there we go. That's good from Orboy. They take that down. But you took too long, and now, once again, Zyno's here, and equal numbers. This is why I say, too, that Fura kind of misplays the fight a little bit here. Zyno's really low. They're kind of re-engaging, but nobody's on Improve, who's the real threat. And so Improve just gets to free fire the whole fight. And it doesn't even matter. Because Fury is so far ahead. Yeah. So far, it's only 1.6k gold, but it just feels so much more than that for them.
Mais uma vez o Chino achou o flanco, o Stinner demorou 3 dias e 3 noites para ser abatido. E aí deu todo o tempo. Oi, calma. Full life.
Like, the map movements from Tropa are not bad, but it's just that the team fighting, the decision of when to fight has been really rough for them. And they're always behind on the play for that. I think they gave Fury a bit too much early and have continued to do so.
Onda de choque
Onda
no
de
meio da
choque,
galera.
você fica completamente desnorteado. Agora pegaram o Lolo, hein?
Pegaram o Lourenço, será? Lolo, corre daí, rapaz. Não dá pra correr do time.
Bye bye, Lolo.
O Lolo fica travado, a vez em cima dele, garante a neutralização.
Now, I'm waiting for that second item spike from Avenger. Right now, the Lich Bane just feels kind of weak.
Eles não param. Ih, ai, ai.
I think once he gets a bit more AP, it's going to look absolutely broken.
Vai se tirar lá em cima. Finalmente conseguiu, mas o Tominhas vem pro lado que ele não queria. E o Aikawa garante a eliminação.
Aikawa veio, garantiu a dele, garantiu os buffs também. De boinha, a Fúria coleta esse abate, a gente falou. Olha o Ezreal, passando por baixo do radar, ninguém olha pra ele, ninguém fala nada dele. 4 abates já, 2 itens fechados. Tá chegando no Spike. O problema...
Okay, if you have Furia, where do you go from here? Baron's about to spawn. You're not actually up that much gold. There's not a standing gold, so I'm not quite sure how Tropa is as close as they are with gold right now. Yeah, I think you just set up for and play for Baron. Furia. Like, I'd love to see them rotate. Yeah, I think Lolo split pushing is okay. Then the rest of you kind of just go for top side, play for top, take that turret down, and collapse back to Baron. For Tropa, you're just in a holding pattern right now. Without TPs, you do have to be careful about sending people down to this bot side to take anything when Baron's up, though. So yeah, Tropa holding pattern. Just farm where you can. Stay safe. Make sure you maintain vision. And make sure you control your own jungle. If they lose control of this place, you see how red it is right now? That's really good for Tropa. But if they start losing control of the stretch, then they are going to be dead. Oh my goodness. Hold on, sorry. I got distracted. I missed the catch. Oh, did they just not show it? Okay, so Avenger just kind of goes in. I'm like, oh, huge. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's, I think, how Tropa are doing this. You wait for that second item, and then from here on out, Avenger just hunts Aikawa. If you can kill Aikawa, then I think you might be able to win the fight. It's not guaranteed. Lolo still does a lot of sustained damage, and Zyno, base damages for Zac is really, really high. If they can find improve, then you've still got problems. Okay, they brought Steiner into the pit. This is a 5v4. Remember that. Look at how much damage Zyno is doing in the backline. Yeah. See, that's why I said, even if you find Aikawa, maybe you can win a fight. It's not guaranteed you can win a fight. Yeah, Soweto is, despite the Black Cleaver and Center Sky, still really squishy. Okay. Yeah, so Zyno's doing damage. Steiner's not actually really fighting. Steiner's more looking for Dragon, so this damage is just like Lolo and Zyno. Like, Lolo does the bulk of the damage, don't get me wrong, but that's like burst damage, right? And then after that, this is all Zyno kind of zoning out the back. Hello, Wokes. How are you doing, buddy? Welcome to game 2, where Furia is stomping Tropa somehow. I keep calling him Tropa.
Avenger no Improve jogar, e o resto da Fúria vai passando o tapete, passando o carreto. A Fúria agora tem buff do Barão, além da alma, né? Pra poder trabalhar e ganhar espaço. A diferença de ouro que não era tão alta, agora já tá em 4.000. E aí começa a ser uma diferença muito grande.
Sim, a equipe da Fúria agora vai trabalhar bastante. Tem muito espaço pra trabalhar. Barão foi feito também, então eles estão no meio dessa power play ainda. E eles vão jogar pela parte de baixo. Ele vem trazendo a parte central com o Chino. Na parte de baixo, o Lolo vem trazendo mais uma onda de minions. E a equipe da Fúria vem pra agredir em duas frentes.
Okay. Yeah, Furia, we already mentioned they were looking for Baron. They did get that. They're just going to push it now. They can kind of brute force it. They have soul. Again, the gold lead's smaller than I expected. I don't know why. Yes. Yes, folks. That's actually exciting. I was just saying actually before this game, I don't know, and discussing with Arcsent, I don't know if they're actually CB low ready. Like, I don't think they're going to be necessarily upgrades over Destroy and Mir, but comms-wise, maybe morale-wise, it'll be good for them. But this game, Steiner had a really good early game, and Zyno's been playing well. So I still don't know if there'll be upgrades necessarily in terms of like individual mechanics, but if they play like this, I think there's a case to be made that it would be better for the team.
Complicado, a diferença de ouro vai fazendo valer e o dano da fúria vai entrando. Olha a chegada, o Chino é
Okay. We are brute forcing this. I love that kidnap from Oroboy. That is the right call, I think, to try and buy time. But that's an ult that's not available enough for the actual fight. And Bear still got another minute, so if you just grind it down. Yeah, I think this game, a lot of it's just Tropa kind of not respecting and not responding well to Furious early aggression. Okay. We fight. Zyno just takes no damage. Oh. Okay. I mean, not terrible for Tropa. It's not the worst case scenario. They can heal and try and fight one more time, I guess. But it's looking pretty doomed. Oh, Soweto lives. Kind of illegal. Lolo's out of mana, so they're actually down a person on the side of Furia. It does not matter. Jeez. Thoughts on Lolo so far? Lolo has impressed me a lot, actually. I did have people, and I thought Naze was doing well. But Lolo did really, really well. The laning phase actually was really good. Lolo, the Orianna LeBlanc matchup is slightly Ori favored, but Lolo like stomped the lane. It was really, really good. Like, I'm really impressed by what I saw. Yeah. I like it. I mean, we've only seen one game, but off that one game, I'd say Lolo can match Naze. So.
Apanhou no começo do jogo, ele fez erro ali no começo do jogo que eu falei assim, meu irmão, pra esse Viego, pra esse Xan.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Steiner. Akawa and Yusint are really solid players. They're fine. Mid late.
Eles fazem a terceira vitória no campeonato, eles estavam ficando muito abaixo da tabela. Com essa vitóriazinha eles dão uma respirada.
Mid, I can take this note out, I think. Like, Fury to me is a really solid team right now, I think. Oh, I've got some ranked air drafts. Tropa. And then we went with that for rotate. I'll give them a 3. I don't think it was like super inspired or anything. It was okay draft. Yeah. I mean, I'm really hyped on CB LoL to Academy to CB LoL pipeline, but also like this is really good for, I mean, the rookies have to come from somewhere, right? So I'm really glad that, first of all, there is T3 into tier 2 now, but there's also like the tier 3 talent's also good. The draft from them, I actually like this draft more through from Tropa. I like the draft from Tropa more. I just think they misexecuted really badly. MVP for me for this game would probably be Steiner. Because I think Steiner made a lot of the early action happen. So, let me see. Oroboy, not quite ready for him. Yeah, I think that's continuing to be the case. Yeah, I guess it comes back to this point about the team doesn't seem to understand the assignment with their composition. Like, they just had no early pressure whatsoever. And sure, you need to scale a bit, but you also need to start contesting around level 6. LeBlanc was your strong early point of the game. Like, LeBlanc's not going to beat the Ori in the 1v1 necessarily, but like, with jungle pressure, it's different, you know? It's like the Lee Sin LeBlanc combo. Sure, Viego's not as strong, but at level 6, you have a lot of burst damage. We never saw Soweto actually gank for Avenger, which to me is the big problem. Okay, so laning, I think, was really bad from Tropa. Like, because I consider like ganks and like laning for jungler to me is like ganking. So I think it was really bad. The map movements were thoroughly meh. They were like okay, but absolutely nothing to write about. Team fight was atrocious. X Factor 0 lost. And you know what? Who do I blame for this? Oh no, who do I think was good in this mess? I think Oroboy was probably the best performer with this loss. I think Oroboy was still like make things happen, whereas like, but Avenger just did not do anything. 2 bad days in a row now. Like I'm so sad. I thought this team would be better.
o resto do time vai focando.
Those are horrible scores to be giving you. Wilkes, do you think this meta must be hurting Oroboy, who was the only BR Jace and GP player too? Tank duty is hard. I'm really sorry to hear that, because, yeah. Damn. I want to see players succeed, you know? Yeah. Okay, the laning from Fury this game was really good. I think they won all the lanes. Zyno's Zac pick was struggling, but doing things. Steiner was especially good. Or, you know, I'll give them 4 here and 5 from map movements. I don't think they misplayed their map at all. The team fight was really good from them. X Factor, I'll give you a, like, nobody really stood out with clutch play, so X Factor, I'll just give. Those are just bonus marks anyways. And for me, MVP was Steiner. Good game today. Yeah, these sort of like red bits you're seeing here was pretty much just Oroboy. And that was it. A little bit from the bot lane, but the bot lane didn't even get that much pressure because Steiner just stomped them from the get-go.
Mas até o Shinzal deu monte de dano, então dá pra ver quanto o time da Fúria dominou.
É exatamente esse o papo. Como que esse gráfico de dano tão
enough. In the meantime, our next game of the day is Kaboom versus Flamengo.
Como eles criaram essa vantagem e aonde eles talvez tivessem déficit.
Honestly, on paper, this should be like Kaboom just stomps. Like Flamengo, oh, they have the roughest week. They face Pain, they face Cade Stars, they face Kaboom. But after Kaboom's performance yesterday, they had the least cohesive draft I've seen in this entire season. Oh yeah, I think it's Steiner. Nice. This I approve of. This jungle pick. Yeah, Kaboom, some of the worst drops I've seen. Like they were actually real. It's incredible how badly they played yesterday. Liberty took advantage of that, and I think Flamengo can take advantage of that because I think Flamengo's a really good team. And yeah, if anything, their problems have been they've been a bit over aggressive at times, but other than that, yeah, they just got hand checked by better teams right now. Okay, actually, while we're doing this, I'm gonna quickly go grab more water and get a little bit of food. I'll be right back.
Mais MVP do Colossus que eu não concordo.
Cris.
Sacanagem, tá tranquilo, tá valendo, todo mundo jogou muito bem. Agora a parada é a seguinte, ó, o Pickban já tá rolando, o próximo jogo, Kabum contra Flamengo, tá aqui embaixo. O intervalo é rapidinho e a gente já volta pro terceiro jogo do dia.
Sabe como podemos mudar o jogo que a gente tanto ama? Incluindo todos que também amam jogar. Fazer a diferença nesse game passa pelas nossas mãos.
E pelas mãos de todos que querem o melhor para essa comunidade.
Porque quando a gente abraça outros players, transformamos a nossa rede de apoio em uma comunidade que se apoia como um todo. E damos voz a quem tem o poder de transformar nosso jogo.
É por isso que um campeão de verdade escolhe abraçar a diversidade.
E isso não tem preço.
Do zero ao pro. Toda lenda precisou começar. É que pra entrar nessa rota tem que bancar a paixão. Se é pra jogar, trampar ou curtir, o Santa vai junto com você nessa. Pra você bancar o seu game até quando não estiver jogando. Mas a primeira jogada é sua. Banque seu game com o Santa.
Okay, I'm back just in time too for the next one. Kind of set it up earlier. Kaboom, one of the top teams. Oh, and we are right in draft. Nice, perfect timing. Okay, let's take a look at this. Milio, Maokai, various good bands. Okay, I agree with all the bands. We start with Senna. I think this is a good one we can start with. It gives you a lot of options. Normally, I hate it when we see Nautilus pick this early, but I think for Flamengo, it's okay because you're denying it away from Senna. I think the sort of favorite. And we've got Oriana blinded. Okay, that's fine. Azir still on the table if we want it. Then Tom Kench to pair Senna. That's fine with Hui. And then we pick Smolder on this side. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I'm okay with Senna first pick is it has been one of the CBLOL Academy answers to Smolder. Then we take out the Vi, which is necessary because you've got Smolder. We're banning top lanes, and then we just ban out jungle here. Sejuani. Interesting. Okay. That's okay. I don't know if it's necessary. Then we pick a Lee Sin for a bridge, which I like. And we go with Rel, Jax as an answer. Okay, we are blinding Jax for Batao. That's fine, that's good. I think this is a lot better than Garen. And I think Kapoom has finally woken up. This comp actually makes sense to me. This is not a bad comp by any means. It's definitely a bit more of a skilling composition, which is dangerous into the likes of Smolder. But I think Jax and Senna are good potential answers. I think Hui can outrange. The idea is sound and solid with this comp. I like it. This comp, super standard Smolder comp. That said, I am a little bit concerned about their early game bridge. You have a Lee Sin, but yeah, this one's a little bit risky. I think this is a huge upgrade from how Kaboom have been playing their drafts in the last couple of days. Stop messing around for now. So Flamengo, I think they're a standard draft, a little bit weak in terms of the skilling or the bridging to skill. I'll get this one a 4. I think it's much better. Yeah. Now they're both 8-game compositions, but the reason why I'm far more concerned with skilling or bridging for Flamengo is because things like Senna Tom Kench, this is a cock block lane, right? Like, it's really hard to punish them. They'll skill up. You can't really do anything to them. Whereas Smolder is vulnerable. This can absolutely get shut down, and that's rating to and delay the spike. Jax is okay in lane. It's kind of similar to Aatrox. I'm not expecting them to take over early. And Hui is a little bit vulnerable, but I don't think Oriana is a champion to take advantage of that. So, yeah, I think Kaboom drafted better this game.
E aí fica a pergunta, onde que o Gucci com esse Sim vai tentar impactar, Colossus?
Sim, a gente viu no jogo anterior o China conseguindo mostrar como é que faz jungler de early game, como é que ele consegue acelerar as lanes, independente de não ter uma
Okay. By the way, I'll probably need to grab food after because I started grabbing food and I realized that my mom's cooking. So if I wait like one more game, I'll actually have proper food instead of just like instant noodles or whatever crap I whip out. So yeah, I'm going to pop off after this again. And today is a shorter stream. I will be ending my stream a bit earlier. I'm hoping to get to Pain versus Gate Stars, but I don't think I will because I have a cast later today and I have to, yeah, it overlaps a little bit with Academy. So unfortunate, but that's life sometimes.
Os caçadores vão ser impactantes ou não. E esse meio é confronto mais tradicional, Oriana contra Hui, né?
Dois magos de controle, range contra quem não tem range. A Oriana gosta de um confronto mais próximo, né? Por causa dos auto-ataques dela, da passiva, pra ela ir minando a vida inimiga. Enquanto o Hui é aquele campeão que gosta de dar longa distância, de spamar mais kill, de controlar a onda de minions. Eu acredito que
I still grabbed the snack though, so yeah, my mouth is going to sound kind of full sometimes.
Se posicionar muito pra frente, porque se o George tiver com pressão na onda de minions, ele pode ficar muito longe limpando os minions de boa, sabe? É mais difícil.
Okay, we are on to the Rift. Wait, am I 1.5? Am I cashing up? Yeah. I probably could skip that bit, but I was shoving food in my mouth.
De Nautilus também, com isso o Castiel farmava e ele, quer dizer, ele farmava e o Castiel ficava ali de boa, hoje, mesma coisa.
Vamos lá, tá dando prioridade então pra essa bot lane com Senna, a galera da Kabum. Ontem não deu certo, mas não quer dizer que seja fraca. É muito forte essa bot lane da Kabum.
I'm actually a bit surprised that they decided to poke their head in there for Flamengo. Probably illegal, to be honest.
Pra acompanhar Kabum e Flamengo, dois times aí que vão disputar a parte superior da tabela, que vão disputar o título do nosso CBLOL Academy.
Com certeza são dois times que a gente vai ver por bastante tempo aqui no Academy, se degladiando até as fases finais do campeonato. Os dois com muita qualidade. O Fla veio arrebentando o Qualify. Tá bem no campeonato, apesar de ter perdido as duas essa semana. São confrontos da parte de cima.
Sorry,
da tabela,
that's annoying.
Então, Eles não
Opening up a notepad just to like, write down some notes
mas
on
agora
some other
o
thing.
momento
Pop
ela
them in the mouse.
deixa de se recuperar contra a equipe da Kabum, que quer queira, quer não, perdeu ontem.
Okay.
Sim, os dois times
Junglers.
perderam
Ooh.
ontem, né? Vamos ver como é que
Interesting
fica
pathing
isso,
from Goot.
porque
We're doing Raptors
zero
into
três
Krugs.
nessa super
É,
semana.
então. Mas
And are we going to wrap around for a delayed bot side gank?
É ok,
Or are we going for
os times
Cheese in the top lane? I actually prefer Cheese in the top
é
lane.
doído,
I think if
né?
you get Nin ahead, he can stay ahead in that
de
lane.
cima, mas
But
não é ok
might need a little
porque
bit of
são
help
times de cima.
to get there initially.
Pois é, não é tão bom. E se você olhar que a Fúria, por exemplo, agora acabou de fazer 3 vitórias, se o Flamengo perde aqui, fica com a mesma pontuação do time da Fúria, por exemplo.
Sim, sim, a Fúria tem 3-4, né? Eles são 3-4, o Flamengo perdeu aqui, também vai ficar com 3-4. Mas, de todo modo, a equipe da Kabum vai sofrendo pressão aqui na parte de baixo, o Bounty com os steps vão conseguindo adquirir por aqui, vão saindo para controlar com visão seu próprio território, impedir que a Rel do Scary faça qualquer
Sorry.
gracinha aqui.
Yeah, I'm
E esse
like,
também é
so I'm trying not to
interessante,
make
cara. O
eating sounds
Scary contra o
while I
Bounty
eat
é
because I don't like I don't like hearing eating sounds. So like I'm just muting myself a little bit every once in a while to just like shove food in my mouth. Also, it's laning phase. Nothing exciting is happening. We do see Goot, with that wraparound Raptors to Krugs back down. So a little bit of a delayed gank the bot side to mess up the timing. And then Scary's just straight clearing from bot up, which is fine. Like I don't think Kaboom needs to have any early action with this comp. Oh, we ignited Crosshail here. Interesting.
E já foi o Corá do outro lado, exatamente. O Carastiel já, quando viu que a âncora tinha pego, já gastou o Corá de cara, porque sabia que o Bounty...
We spoke a little bit about this yesterday, the fact that Crosshail is often the one to run the center in the bot lane, whereas usually it's the 80 carry. Ooh, actually, kind of low in this mid lane. Spicy. Screw used to be a support player, so it doesn't surprise me that they actually swapped, and Crosshail used to be a mid laner, right? So probably mechanically, Crosshail might actually prefer this style of play where Senna's not like a traditional marksman with high attack speed, standard right click. It's a lot more like a AD caster than anything else.
O Gucci, apesar do Lee Sin geralmente ser pensado como campeão de
And Skuro Crosshail, they're playing safer. They're getting kind of bullied out by steps a little bit. And that's fine, right? They're just gonna survive the lane, skill up as well. We are going for delayed invade? No. Okay. Good, actually invading this. Interesting. That's the pressure that Steps and Bounty have, right? In the bot lane, is letting Bounty roam up. And they actually desync the bases of Skuro and Crustle as well. So Scary will not have backup for this whatsoever. Oh, that hook!
Bounty já chegou de muito longe, essa âncora conseguiu conectar. E aí, meu amigo?
Very efficient roam up from Bounty. You love to see it. Not only do you cover your jungler, lose nothing bot side, and you burn the flash off the mid laner. That's a good start for Flamengo. The question is whether they can capitalize on it. We saw this a couple of times in Academy where junglers blow the flash from mid laners and they just don't revisit that mid lane because they get distracted by like objectives, by other lanes, and then yeah, it kind of comes to nothing, right? Like you want to revisit these lanes as much as possible once you've blown your flash. Wait, Scary got around vision. Ooh, just barely. Okay, so Scary's answer back. Mid lane to me should be like high prio gank now for both these teams. Especially if you want to like convert into Dragon after. It's only 5 minutes right now, so actually no, yeah, they kind of sacked that. You can't regank and convert on the Dragon. It's too early. And the back timers are bad.
Não completa o caminho do rio, né? Fica espacinho ali no escuro e o Scary fica de boa.
E aí, mérito total do Scary, porque de um lado tinha o Aronguejo, do outro lado tinha Sentinela, ele conseguiu se colocar num posicionamento sem a visão da galera do Flamengo. Começa o Dragão, só que o Scary tá por aqui. Será que a gente pode ter algum tipo de briga, algum tipo de roubo?
This is kind of risky for Flamengo. I like the read that they had, which was, hey, Scary gank from bot side. Like, Scary probably popping top, but this is actually really unfortunate timing because this is the... Before, we saw that Steps and Bounty had pressure bot, had prio, but right now, Skuro and Crustle have pressure. So you saw Skuro and Crustle roam up. They just made the call that, hey, we don't want to miss this wave. Like, we're not going to stop this Dragon take. And it's Fish Drag. It's Cloud. It's okay. One Cloud to me doesn't feel that bad. Oh. Yeah, they can't. They also don't really have enough damage. I don't think you needed a flash there, Steps. Playing that super safe. They just want the skilling. And
Foi lá na parte central.
I guess, like, despite the fact there's a Lee Sin, this game's probably going to be really quiet for the beginning because both teams want to scale. And this Lee Sin wasn't picked to make early action. It was picked to just kind of negate and bridge this team towards the late game. So, yeah. Which makes it a good game for me to snack on food.
Os Birubiru estão lá quietos, ninguém deu
Sim,
muita
o Gucci vai fazer
atenção
agora.
pra eles. O Gucci tá indo agora nesse posicionamento. Vamos ver se ele faz aí as 3, se ele vai fazer uma só e sair pro jogo, né? Pega só aquela experiência e vaza. Fica ligado aí no Gucci.
Oh, true, Volks. I didn't think about that. But it is, yeah. Former teammates. Both of them on Furia.
Agora ele vai fazer
Good versus Matao.
e depois ele vai fazer
Good has not visited this top lane at all, though.
Aí o Gucci parece que vai garantir
Like, I would have loved to see an early gank come through from Goot to swing that
a
lane.
atenção do Black.
It'd be a nice storyline, too.
Tava garantida pra galera do Flamengo. O Scary agora vem fechando.
But to be fair, they're both, like, kind of let go by the team, right? Oh, nice. Scary just walks and takes that.
Então, o
That's fine. Good still gets to.
Eram duas pro Gucci, uma pro Scary.
Nin.
O Nin é engajado, ficou todo
Oh my goodness. Nin is just getting soloed out.
Ainda tem flash, vamos ver se vai utilizar.
Oh, the Madness Storm missed. Ah, Scary stole the kill.
Flash Blood pro Scary, que passou o tapete no mapa, Colossus.
Bitao did all the work and then Scary just comes in and takes the kill.
Flash na parte
Wait, what?
Ah, não, Betão. Ah, tudo bem. Tudo
Okay.
bem.
Ele pulou antes do milho.
Tudo bem. Tá tudo
That was
bem,
a
né,
choice.
Betão? Mas tá tudo bem. Mas não tá tudo bem, não. Mas tá
So I'm not going to say it was terrible what Bitao did. I think the problem is they didn't have vision on Goot, and he didn't want to give the kill over to Goot, so rather just die, reset. The dead timers are short enough that you're not losing out too much, right? It doesn't feel like, oh, you know, I'm missing the entire wave or something. You already ran the wave in. So from Bitao, an interesting call, but not a bad one by any
Vai
means.
falar que você nunca pulou na torre e se matou?
Muitas vezes.
É só jogada característica, né?
Não, aí também não.
Só jogada
Mas
característica.
acontece.
Dá dive no top, dá o double buff no top.
Man, this game is slow though. We got our first kill at like, what was that, 7.5, 8 minutes?
Doeu de
And then just no action again now, because
Tá tranquilo, mas eu tô
there's nothing to really fight over. Dragon's coming up soon. I suspect second drag or Herald might be the objective to fight over. Oh, my client. Okay, my stream's high.
tá certo, tá certo. Mas assim,
Thought my stream died for a second. It happened yesterday.
Screen, né? Pô, agora eu consigo fazer LOL, não preciso jogar.
mas assim, não foi tão grave porque ele não perdeu onda de minions nenhuma lá na parte de cima. O abate não ficou pra ninguém. Ele voltou tranquilo pra lane. Então a gente tá
This is one of the downsides, though, of like running a skilling pick. Like we see the Jinx sometimes or the Senna into the Smolder,
Passado pro Betão.
because Smolder can just like 1v2 sometimes, and then that's letting Bounty roam. That should be illegal. If Smolder's ever left on his own, he should be just ganked and killed,
Aparecer aqui daqui a pouquinho, a galera do Flamengo vai
or just like forced to kind of sit on the turret and not be able to reach the farm.
Scary tá ali. Então o Gucci vem se aproximando com cautela.
Because once he hits 225 stacks, this guy's like absolutely broken. So he has very clear weaknesses.
E se ele for farmar, ele vai perder essa deixa de briga aqui, porque os caras já veio.
O Scary já veio.
Oh, we are brute forcing this. Okay.
Trouxeram o Bounty, olha o dano que vem pra cima dele. Aguenta.
I don't hate the call. Skuro was not in range to devour his steps. So he just went, okay, you know what? Doesn't matter which one we catch. We kill you anyways.
O escudo
Ele just brute force that.
agressivo foi pro Flash pra papar o bounty e ganhar mais abate pra equipe.
To be fair, I also think Steps and Bounty weren't expecting that to happen.
Deixou a sentinela no
They probably thought they were just safe on the turret.
Fica no Scary, o Gucci vem na Lissíndrome, garantiu um pouco de dano, mas não pode continuar, não pode exagerar.
Oh,
Saiu
okay.
de choque. O Scary tá em cima do Black do
Oh,
Gucci, volta quem é perseguido.
nice.
O Black ficou travado.
Unfortunate for Bitao, though. Bitao rotates and doesn't get anything for that. But
Começa a fazer seu jogo deslanchado.
Skuro keeps chasing.
O Scary, mas o Scary tá dominando o mapa, não tá? O Scary tá
Yeah.
sofrendo
This is more what I expected from Kaboom Academy originally. Like, you're seeing
tudo dá certo.
the...
Tudo dá certo.
It's not like this. I don't think it's set plays that are being set up like super far in advance. But it's more just like every player's experience and kind of knows what their role is and what they should be doing and when their champs are strong. So this feels a bit more CB LoL game to me, where the score is a bit lower. I know some CB LoL games are crazy, but you kind of know when ganks are coming, and so you're appropriately warding or watching out for things. And because of that, even junglers like Goot and Scary, who are both, by the way, great ganking junglers, are not able to find too much action in the early game.
Estão na frente de farm conjunto aí, então o Skuro tá farmando muito.
Yeah, I wonder if we actually see a fight over this dragon, or whether we just see that sort of like a gank into into a pick. Okay, we're seeing the TPs coming in, so this is
Agora o time do
yeah, okay.
vai fazer esse dragão. que ele
Hey,
fica
Kaboom, are we not?
jogo, né? O primeiro foi feito pelo Flamengo.
Oh, they pull it out.
Para
Interesting.
o crescimento de stacks que o Flamengo tinha. Pelo
Okay.
menos o Flamengo conseguiu aquelas duas vacilagens. Vamos ver só se o Guti vai voltar lá. Se ele fizer as três, ele ainda tem o buff.
Yeah, because we're not technically on the big power spikes yet, so I was wondering if the teams would actually fight over this, or whether, like, I think for most of the teams they just fight, because you have your ults available. But yeah, in this case they just kind of say, okay, we'll cede this to you, and we'll go for the other objective. Good already has 2, so this will be 5 if he can get it.
Tá conseguindo escalar de boa, tá conseguindo escalar livre. E o Scary tá vindo pra contestar de novo, tá? O Scary vai chegar de novo pra última vacilar.
Se ele der um smitezinho, pega um biro, já fica tudo certo.
Olha lá.
Again, same thing. Good gets 2,
O Guti teve que
Gary
sair.
gets 1. You deny, that's fine, that's good, that's all you need.
Essa daqui. Será que o Guti vai querer o mão da Sônica?
Unless, I thought Good might stick around and try and steal it with the Lee Sin key over the wall.
O Crashel tava vindo também, então a equipe
But he has no smite, so I guess decided against it.
ali de vacilava.
Brigaram,
Guti.
4 pro Flamengo.
Oh,
2 pro
do they know?
Não vai dar nada, ninguém
Good's still
vai.
sticking around.
Agora o Betão pra cima do Lin. Olha, esse atordoamento é muito forte. O Lin tenta se posicionar e o Guti tá por aqui. O Scary vai tancar tudo. Fora do alcance dela.
That's super funny for me, watching
Aquele atordoamento e vai
Scary just flash over the wall, stand there intimidatingly, and then zone them.
Fica na parede ali para deixar o Scary atordoado contra a parede no range.
That was Hex Flash, though. Was that a full flash or Hex Flash? Oh, it was full flash. Okay, I wasn't sure.
Atordoado contra a
Just wanted to double
parede
check.
no range da
I guess the range on Hex Flash might not be actually enough to get you over the wall.
Por pouquinhos pixels ali ele tava fora do range. E aí ele sai vivo no fim da jogada. Falando de jogada,
Meu amigo,
escuro.
o Escuro tá jogando muito com esse TK, rapaz. Ele é muito agressivo o tempo todo, levantando a galera. Flash pra dar aquela papada. Tá fazendo um estrago na bot lane do time do Flamengo, o Escuro com esse TK.
Parece até que ele já jogou de suporte, cara.
Parece, né, cara? Ele tem
Oh, man.
jogar de TK, de suporte.
Sabe legal, né?
Next fight will be for Herald at the rate we're going, because we're not seeing a ton of action happen.
Esses são os lados positivos de você jogar em mais de uma role ao longo da sua carreira, né? Você vai
I'm not actually. Actually, let me think about this for a second.
versatilidade nos picks que tá sendo muito
Do I think this is good macro from these teams that's showing us a very slow game, or is it just that the teams are way too passive?
Movimentação do Escuro que abandonou aqui a parte
I mean, they're going for the objectives right. The only thing we're kind of not seeing is a lot of gank attempts, pardon me, to come through from these teams.
movimentação.
That's the only thing I'm hesitant about. I'm trying to see like if it makes sense that we're not seeing the ganks happen.
Tradicional, clássico da cartilha.
O Good vai iniciar de novo.
I do think we could see a bit more attempts, especially in the top side and in the mid lane. We didn't see the regank after flashes got blown from both DOH and Black A.
Eles dão a
Not a huge fan of that.
brigar, mas como você falou, eles têm um a menos.
I know mid's a lot harder to gank now the bushes are so far away, but even so,
O Betão vai levar a torre e vai deixar esse arauto
Yeah.
no Flamengo.
Se o Betão conseguir levar essa torre, que foi o
Okay.
que ele fez, valeu a pena já essa troca.
that's a call Kaboom makes. I'm fine with this. I prefer
Ficou de boa, lembra
turrets
que ele
to
matou
potential
essa
Herald, even though Herald can get you a bit more pressure on
primeira
Dragon.
torre do jogo, exatamente. Então, pra Kabum tá de boa essa troca aí.
Tá de boa, então.
Yeah, I would say I think Goot and Scary both could do a little bit more, but they're being very, very cautious. And I guess that makes sense. Flamengo knows they're up against one of the best teams in Academy, so they are just playing.
Isso aí é lendária até.
They don't want to throw the game, right? Especially when you've got a Smolder, you know you're going to scale. Like, let's not throw. And then for Kaboom, I think they're just playing careful because of what happened to them yesterday, where they just played kind of crazy and then lost. So they're just, yeah. I think that's why we're seeing such a slow game. More so than I'd expect from either of these teams.
Vamos ver o que o Flamengo vai aprontar, se eles conseguem cobrar qualquer um que botar ali o pé pra levar essas
É uma
sentinelas.
oportunidade.
I do think the pressure's on Kaboom, though, to make things happen, because Flamengo's just going to sit back till like 22, 23 minutes when Steps gets 225, and then they're going to look to fight. Before that, Flamengo doesn't want to do anything. And Flamengo already have one Drake, so they're not worried about Drake stacking from Kaboom. It's on Kaboom to try and pressure before Smolder starts to come online. And so far, I have not seen any of that. The more proactive jungler to me has been Goot.
Quem tem que falar mal fala.
Maybe it's just because he's faster. Scary's been more successful, but I think Goot's been looking.
Olha como é que falando-
Just
agora,
no lanes to really gank.
Aproveitando para falar bem, a equipe do Fla, como é que o controle de visão deles está legal. Dentro do território deles tem 3 sentinelas, mas aqui avançada já tem mais 2. Então, eles estão resguardando todo o território por onde o Nin vai estar. Então, tá bem mais seguro o
Oh,
top laner
I'm
da
not
equipe do Fla.
live
Tá
for
aí
some
a galera do
reason.
Spec mostrando todo o caminho. São
I'm running behind.
detectores dentro do território. Não, na real tem 5 detectores. Todo mundo comprou um detector. O orgulho do técnico.
O orgulho do técnico. Já que estamos
Yeah,
falando
right?
também,
You'd think this should be the best team, bar none, in
Paradox do outro lado, que vai curar
CVLOL Academy.
Arrasca, corta curva.
but they freaking pulled a Pain Gaming and lost to Liberty. Literally, Betao, Costream, Skuro all had like significant CB LOL experience. Scary has technically made his debut and a very good debut. Even though he only played what, 3 games, and then Dioj is probably best mid laner in Academy. So yeah, this team has no excuse to lose to anybody else except for maybe like Kate Stars with Tukui playing on it, who Payne have to deal with today. Oh, finally, there we go. Nice engage from Scary. You love to see it. Yeah, Bounty. I mean, Steps is just not doing any damage right now. It's kind of rough. But that will change soon. Yeah, this is not good. I mean, Scary finds a perfect catch, and Flamengo just disengaged without losing much. They just blew 2 ultimates to get out. And they still have Prio in control. The top lane is just gonna trade each other. Yo, that's terrible! Holy crap! Crosstail getting hit there is... Oh, okay. Screw that's out. Wait, when they replay that? Oh my god. Yeah, that hook is insane, man. Like, huge from Bounty. Bounty was a player I was pretty high on when they first played on Flamengo. What was it, 2022? Yeah, I like that bot lane. I thought they were going to do well, but then the team itself fell apart. So that's unfortunate. But also, for Kaboom, like that hook should never land because you actually have bodies blocking, right? Like somebody else needs to eat that hook. Why the hell are you moving away? Like, you cannot be exposing your AD carry like that. Okay. Yeah. First of all, to start this off, it's worth noting that the earlier trade, Scary had to engage with his face, and Dioj took a lot of damage. Neither of them, or well, Scary doesn't have recall. Dioj didn't even defend the turret. So like, Dioj sticking around ends up not. Whereas Nin was the one who ate the damage with Bounty, and Nin actually. So Flamengo have a small advantage to start this off. Can I do this frame by frame? Oh my goodness! Like, oh. You have how many bodies here? You've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, these 2 are tanks. Betao doesn't want to eat it because he doesn't have Counter Strike. Understand? Skuro just needs to step a little bit to the right. Yeah, Skuro. He tried. I think. Wait, did Skuro move left first? I think was the problem. Oh, okay, yeah. No, never mind. It's not Skuro's fault. It is straight up Bounty being a god. Okay. Oops, sorry. Yeah, Bounty too good. Damn. That's just absolutely nuts. Kaboom are still in the lead somehow because they are stronger players and better laners. And they find a counter pick onto Bounty. That's massive. That's what they needed. So Kaboom are still fine. My biggest fear is with Steps right now. Like, what happens as Steps continues to scale? Because I don't think this Senna is working well enough for Crosstail that I think they can answer back. Oh, never mind. I guess that's one way to do it. Just kill Steps, right? Then Steps doesn't matter. That's the second time now that we've seen Skuro just run in and devour somebody, and Flamengo just not respecting that. The game just swung. We went from like even game state to like 4K gold lead and Kaboom just taking control of the game. Like, I'm not even mad Betao dies there because at least he got turret. So it's like, okay, this is just, it's just still so good for the side of Kaboom. Baron's going to be the interesting one. I still think Flamengo have a really strong team fight. I need to see how many stacks on Steps, which they're not showing. Lol, they show the stacks here. I don't know why Academy doesn't have to do so. I thought they used the same like production team, but I might be wrong.
Quase 9.500 de ouro, mas o Betão também quase com 9k ali. Vai deixando esse Jack ser problemaço pro trabalho de side lane aí que ele vai ter contra o Nin.
Não, com certeza. A dificuldade do time do Flamengo agora Achei que eles estavam voltando. Achei não.
Okay, it's really dark. So
Mas aí
great job controlling this Baron pit. We kind of talked about it last game. The fact that for Flamengo, they need to make sure they have control over the jungle. They currently do not, so Flamengo
Ele vai acelerar e vai
can walk into
Eu
this
achei
Baron
que
pit.
ele não
They do, however, have a ward on Baron itself, which is critical. Because at least
Por isso que eu falei que vai esquisitar pro
if
Diogo.
it's not started, they don't have to poke in
Não,
there.
ele ficou seguro, o Jorge é um cara também já
I think it's less
um cara
people on Academy
experiente aqui
this
do
split.
Academy, já tem um título no seu bolso,
Esports
então
Winter?
ele sabe
Oh, okay, on the production side?
que é que
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Everywhere seems to be cutting. The biggest joke was when LEC cut a whole bunch of their staff, and now apparently they're like looking for people to work those shops. I don't understand that. There might be like a financial reason, but it just sounds really weird from the outside. Hey Dark Knight. Yeah, it was 3 days this week. Yeah. Understandable. Today's a half day for me anyways. Like I have to pass some other stuff, so I'll have to stop. Probably after the next game. I think I get one more game, maybe. So I won't get to watch the Pain Gaming Kate Stars game. I'm so sad. I might just stream that tonight, actually. Like, but then my night is like really late for y'all because I'm West Coast, which is like 5 hours behind Brazil time. So if I'm streaming at like 7 p.m. my time, it's like midnight. Actually, maybe it's good I don't watch Pain Gaming and Cage Stars. That one's gonna be kind of brutal, I suspect, because Takui's playing. I'm gonna cast NECC. It's a North American Collegiate league. It's on Wednesdays, so yeah, I cast it every week. I cast a whole bunch of stuff in North America. Collegiate, Tier 3. Actually, I don't do Tier 3 as much anymore. I'm still on the committee for the qualifying seeding, but I don't actually cast it as much because, yeah. They don't cast any of the games in Tier 3 now. It's so weird. They used to do it. They used to stream all the games, cast all the games, and this split they decided, no, we aren't doing that. They do some like sports desk style thing. Grapes and Hawk. Hawk from CBL English also does that. But yeah. That's on Thursday, the sports desk one for Tier 3. And then there's a whole bunch of different collegiate stuff happening. Like, and the collegiate things are really funny. So I do NECC on Wednesday. There's ECAC, ECC, East Conference, Peach Belt, ESU, MEC. Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of letters, man. I was joking that's just alphabet soup for collegiate here. Just name any 3 random letters and you got a pretty good chance it's probably a collegiate league of some sort. Wow, again, we just stall out. Like, what? Those are leagues. Not even teams, just straight leagues. It's kind of crazy. I can't remember how many conferences, like 12 conferences or something for collegiate, so... yes, Goku is playing in a collegiate team. I cast him the other day. Or no, I don't remember if I cast him or I saw him, but didn't cast the game. Let me double check which team he's on. Yeah, Weber State. He's on Weber State. I think they applied for Tier 3 and didn't get qualified, unfortunately. That was where I saw him. I was trying to convince the other people because Tier 3, like, you get selected by committee after you apply. And I'm the committee, and I was trying to get other people to vote for him, and people was like, nah, he's not gonna be good. Oh, he's Brazilian, like, and they're like, oh, look at B-Boy, and I'm like, screw you guys, B-Boy's doing well on Shopify. Oh, finally we get action. Okay. Can Batal carry this fight? Because Batal needs to carry this fight. Oh, Steps is just messing with them. Okay, they take down Steps. Nice. This is a hands diff from Kaboom. That fight was not a great start for them. Like, I feel like I keep saying this. Kaboom has like some really bad starts to fights. Like, yeah, Vital like wasn't here. Dioj got killed immediately, which is terrible because Hui actually does a lot of damage. And Steps actually, okay, Steps positioning wasn't that good, but it wasn't terrible, and he also got like a lot of time. Vital just saved this fight. But also Steps misplayed it by... Yeah. Steps probably should have just taken his time coming in instead of like walking through the enemy team. And that gives Flamengo a chance to catch back up. But I'm getting scared for Kaboom. The longer this game goes, like the worse it's going to get for them. They have Baron now. They need to make huge advantage of it. Kaboom's been so slow this game. They've just been sitting back and letting the game happen. Is he just playing for them, or has he like have a scholarship or something? I don't know, unfortunately. I don't know the situation. I haven't seen him play yet even, because I just saw him on the qualifying committee. Does Goku have like American citizenship, or like? Actually, Weber State. No, they're public university, so yeah, it's one of the it's a good university in Utah, so he might just be studying there, and then deciding that he wants to play as well, because it's a pretty good university. That's it. You hate Smolder? Yep. Vital with Garen is that's kind of true. I don't think it's Vital. I just think Garen as a champion doesn't offer that much. You just kind of have split push pressure, and I don't think the rest of Kaboom wants to play that way. So, like, whereas when you have Jax, you can actually team fight. I'm surprised we don't see more Jax in the current meta. I think he's pretty good actually. Like, I'd pick him into Cassante, but I guess most of the players don't want that or don't like the matchup. It's a little bit hard early, and Jax actually has some pretty good pressure level 1 and 2. He actually wins most trades. Against Cassante, I don't know if he does. I actually don't really know the Cassante Jax matchup, despite having seen quite a bit of it in NA. Okay, we are just base racing, but Jax pushes faster, so... Also, Jax has Baron buff, so... There are wards behind. Nin could look for like a huge TP flank here. Oh, the shockwave gets used early though. And we're using a mom early. Okay, we are not looking for the flank. That's okay. And they have Baron buff. You kind of don't want to fight with any of that if you can help it. From what you remember, he said he got a scholarship. I guess nice. Good for him. Yeah, Jax is pretty much always viable. I remember at the beginning of the split, we were seeing Jax jungle. I think we saw like once or twice and then never again. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it in the jungle personally, but I prefer the top lane. I think you have better like level 1, level 2 in the top lane, and you can take over the lane. I think you skill up faster as well. But also, there are some worse matchups in the top lane. So, if it's viable jungle, I expect to see Jax a lot more, because then you can flex it. Is like a US education considered a good thing in Brazil, or does it like not matter at all? Because like here in Canada, if you have a US degree, it's kind of like, it doesn't matter unless you get it from like one of the big universities. Oh. His dad passed away? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is that why he kind of like stopped playing pro for a little bit, or? Because I liked Goku. I thought he was really good on that, was it Flamengo roster I think he was on? Yeah, as a mid laner, I thought he was up there and contesting like Tino's at his peak, but... Oh, no, there's Sundered Sky! Sundered Sky is even better than Divine Sunderer, honestly. Like this build right here, just go Trinity for Sundered Sky. And then he's so disgustingly tanky, and with his ultimate too, he gains additional resistances, and he just bonks everybody. It's just, I think Sundered Sky in general is just kind of busted. But I guess, yeah, it is true that without Divine Sunderer, it's 2 items, so your spike takes a lot longer to come online. I think it's worth though. You a tank player, Wilkes? Do you like that Ornn, that Scion, that Cassante with 400,000 health, 300 plus armor, 300 magic resist? Yeah, that's true. He is definitely a lot squishier now than he used to be. But I think he makes up for it with the additional damage. And just general, I think damage is better than tankiness anyways in the current meta. Okay, now it's the interesting part of the game, because we're 30 minutes in and the game finally started, guys. Like, generally, this game did not matter up to about, like, 5 minutes ago when Kaboom took Baron. Or 6 minutes ago when they took Baron. But now it's about positioning for Steps, because Steps will do a lot of damage. I still haven't seen how many stacks he has, but he's 3 items, and by now he should be like 300 plus stacks, probably, or 300 stacks maybe. But Crosstail's range is pretty decent too. So now, if Steps can position well, they win fight. If Steps cannot position well, then Flamengo lose fight. Goku went to Academy, then had a phase when he was a poker player, and then stopped for a while. Interesting. Yeah, there's quite a few poker players, huh? Among esports people. Quite a few coaches also play poker. One of the LJL, the Japanese teams, one of their coaches think it's Coach Cero. I could be wrong. I don't know. Get the wrong coach. Is quitting League of Legends now because in Japan, like it's just not making money, and they got merged into the PCS, and he's gonna become a pro poker player instead.
Se tiver que atacar, ele ataca.
Isso, é isso aí.
Ô, louco. Hoje tá o futebolzinho aqui na nossa academy.
Okay, Flamengo is setting up for Baron, but Tao has TP. They're just gonna split push here.
20 segundos. O Nin vai responder essa chegada do Betão. Os
I think Jax wins this. I think.
Fazer isso daí, mas eu não sei se ele
He's got Sunder's guy. He'll win, right?
nesse
That's how this works.
com tanta tranquilidade não. O Betão tá bem no jogo, tá com 3 itens, na real 4 itens.
Hey, oh no, not this Baron. Ew, the hands. Ew, the hands. Why do they always show territorial Baron spawn? That's the one I hate the most, the animation. Like, normally I can't really see the hands, it's okay, but like the animation, all you see are the hands.
Elas tinham encontrado aquele posicionamento, mas a Kabum já veio.
It's disgusting.
Cobrou. Do outro lado lá tem ainda o Betão e o
Yeah, like, I don't think they've shown us a single hunting Baron spawn.
Os dois podem chegar.
I think they showed all-seeing, I just don't remember the all-seeing one. The eye one's okay.
O Steps vai limpar essa onda de
I'm okay with eyes, I'm not okay with hands.
O time do Flamengo vai se posicionando para não deixar a Kabum fazer o barão.
O Betão vai voltar pra base, a equipe da Kabum vai se organizando. E aí volta naquele papo que a gente já falado, Guta. O trabalho da Kabum de limpa de sentinela.
Guys, we cannot be doing this again. Like, why are we just standing around doing nothing?
De novo, você tinha acabado de falar, o Flamengo acabou de botar toda a
What is this reset timer for bounty? Baron is up. You have no vision. Why are we basing? Okay, so this, I don't know why this is happening now. Like
É a comba com o nome da deck.
a while ago, and then bounty should have picked up wards to actually put down. Because now, Flamengo have no wards here. Like, Goot is using Q, Sonic Strike, to actually check if they're doing Baron. Flamengo have no vision. Drop the ball horrifically. Why are we doing this? And then bot side, we're just seeing the back and forth seesaw between the top laners trying to get prio, or trying to get push, sorry, not prio. There we go. Now bounty drops the board, but bounty's like a minute late on that. And Kaboom can just clear it from over the wall, and then continue the push. It's a slow game. Yeah. In BR, having a broad experience is valued, even going, okay. Okay, that's really good for Goku then. I'm really happy to hear that. Yeah, because at least in NA, there's been a big discussion about like going pro versus doing a college degree and doing collegiate first. Collegiate's generally favored here, rather than like going straight pro. Oh, huge from Scary. Oh my goodness, thank you, Scary, for actually doing something this game. Scary MVP for me. I don't care win or lose. He's the only one doing anything. Okay. Kaboom win. Nice. That's really good from them. And for Flamengo, like they've been just so passive this game. They haven't made anything happen outside the laning phase. Even in the laning phase, they couldn't make anything happen. Good tried and nothing happened. Like I don't even know who I'd give MVP to on Flamengo because they just don't do anything. Like I understand that you want to play safe because you are the weaker team, but there's playing safe and there's not doing anything. Look at Scary. I love this. Scary literally just runs at them with flash. Like, fight me! I dare you, fight me! And Steps does nothing to Batalo there. Wait, Steps doesn't have Quick Blade, right? He went Essence Reaver, yeah, into Shojin's. I don't like this build. Like, I think if you want to go Shojin's, you need to go Riftmaker, and if you want to go Essence Reaver, you should go Navora Quick Blade. But I feel like it's a bit slow spell rotation build, and against this team, like, I think you need higher rotations to be able to cut through Batao and Skuro. Yeah, 100% Scary MVP. Skuro's been doing pretty well this game too. I like this positioning in terms of like body blocking and trying to, you know, find the engages. It's just really hard. Costream and Dioj have really high probably damage numbers and also pretty good KDA, but they get to sit back and just free fire. I think a lot of it's like Batao and Scary and Skuro just kind of zoning the front line, making sure Steps can't actually fight the fight. This is not even close to the longest game, by the way. The longest game is what, 49 minutes, I think? Yeah, 49 flat, Flamengo and Liberty. Oh, of course it'd be Flamengo. Yes. Probably didn't do anything and Liberty just kept throwing.
Da Sônica que vai fazer a diferença, acharam o Scary, não é o melhor alvo, acabou segura muito. Vai saindo por
Intelligence just split pushing mid. We're still taking this by the books, by the numbers.
Estão esperando a rotação dos Minions chegarem. O Betão tava trazendo até agora, vai chegar na torre. O Nin tenta limpar a onda de Minions, vai ficar muito
And brute force is 5 now.
vai fechando agora pra tentar a jogada. De longe o Crash
For Flamengo, MVP is Bounty just for that early hook.
ponto, a cena já tá muito
You know what?
calmas, né? Então
Yeah, I'm down to give Bounty that.
caprichado.
I mean, again, it's just like nothing's been happening, right? Like Blackie has high as KP, so I was thinking Blackie, but no, yeah, I think that hook is worth it.
O Crashel tá.
That hook gives them X Factor points.
Arco de vida do
I'll give them some
Scary
points for that.
A equipe da Kabum vai botando muita pressão e ainda tem muito tempo pra trabalhar esse barão, mais quase um minuto.
Okay, Goot for the flank. Goot, if you do this, I'll give you MVP for Flamengo. Nope, Goot chickened out. Okay. Like he had such a good flank position from here to just kick somebody this way. And then he's just like, nah, I chickened out, I went this way. This is not a flank angle. This is just like, okay, I just want...
Adversários lá do outro lado, como o Colossus ia falando. Enquanto tudo isso estava acontecendo,
Coward!
Minions lá pelo topo.
Not actually. He just didn't want to die for no reason, which is probably the right call. I just want action right now.
Inibidor tá aberto, lá no topo o inibidor tá destruído. Agora o Betão
Okay, Bounty.
o Bounty tenta o engage, ele fica travado por ali, não consegue chegar na backline. Betão tomou um prejuízo, por isso ele é obrigado a dar uma recuada.
Yeah. I don't believe in bleeding out. Like, I think if you're gonna lose, you might as well, like, just go for it. The problem is that if they want to go for it, they have to go for it here under this turret. Now that this is down, can't fight here. Kaboom to go under these turrets, or Baron to spawn in 2.5 minutes. But I don't think it'll be. I'm just gonna push the end right here.
Galera, eles querem esse inibidor. Tá aí a base do Flamengo, tá em cangalhos, Colossus. Tudo destruído.
Yeah, steps half health from incidental AoE.
Tudo até lado aqui pro Flamengo defender.
E Super Minions dobrados, né? Super Minion duplo de tudo que é lado.
Okay, double supers are coming in bot lane.
Tem muita tranquilidade pra
Oh no,
trabalhar.
that's a single super wave. Never mind.
Vantagem de ouro, Flá.
Nothing's gonna happen this wave then. We wait for double supers.
Fica ali travado, tá com a corda no pescoço, acabou, vem pra chutar o banquinho. Bounty é o primeiro alvo, ele tenta dar a cara, mas o dano
At least here in Brazil, not completing high school closes so many doors for you in regards to government service and jobs. The debate is more about finishing it normally or skipping it to chase what they desire and complete it later in their life with a special test. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Oh, hold on. This is the final fight.
encontrou, o escuro salva.
It is not, because everybody's too tanky.
Deixa ele tomar dano de
Dang, Navit.
O Flamengo se empolga. Tem
Double supers are in here now. Now we fight if you're Kaboom. That's what you're waiting for.
sendo castigado. Vai ser o primeiro
Oh, that's huge. Scary.
Scary lá na backline, o time do Flamengo bate em retirada.
Blackie's dead.
Acabou, vem cobrar.
Pop goes the weasel.
3 abates e vem a Kabum pra poder
Brothers, I don't know.
se garantir no topo da tabela. É GG.
This game fried my brain. It's so slow. Like, the macro wasn't even clean. Okay. Kaboom laning was good, was average. Their map movements were honestly not great. Their team fight was solid. The X factor from them, I will give you points literally for scary.
Pra mim foi o que foi mais forte nesse jogo. O Flamengo botava muita sentinela, mas a Kabum cobrava.
Let me just see this here. Let's see.
Linha de frente que a Kabum armou. Que trabalheira que o escuro deu.
Yeah, I mean, the draft was pretty fine forward. I'm very disappointed in Goot, especially because Goot got his Lee Sin and did nothing with it. And I expect more from Goot, you know? Actually, before I switch over. Kaboom, Scary.
Se atrapalharam e aí mérito total da Kabum por essa conta de visão que você comentou, de ter pegado 3 pick-offs e ali desandou. Depois dali o Flamengo não teve mais chance, porque a Kabum pegou aqueles 3 pick-offs, levou
Makes things
dois
happen,
na
but
torre do
all
meio,
looks good on anything but
uma
Garrett.
vantagem que eles recuperaram e o Flamengo não conseguiu mais sair dessa.
É, e essa cena TK que já veio de cara. aí-
Die with some honor. Yeah, and part of the problem I think was that everybody was getting kind of tanky, and the Smolder build didn't have enough. They couldn't do consistent damage, so they couldn't burst fast enough, hard enough, and so they were just like letting them reset, which is really slow and really, really bad.
Constante, o tempo inteiro
Okay.
chato.
Yeah, I think that's all the notes I need to add. I'll leave these notes for now because yeah, I think they need at least another game to convince me they're not inting. Not Los Grandes, right? Flamengo. Where's Flamengo? Okay, where's Flamengo? Oh, forgot the order's not alphabetical.
Tá jogando bem, Colossus.
Demais, demais. Partidaça que ele fez com esse boneco. Essa fight aí, Gruntar, foi essa fight que a equipe da Kabum estava desestruturada. O mérito é todo do Fly, mas aí foi em cima de pick-off. Foi em cima do trabalho.
Esse é o primeiro.
Do trabalho de contravisão. Foi nessa aí. Foi pick-off ali em cima, eles pegaram o bate. Eles giraram.
I don't know what to say, man. Like, they just did nothing this game. Like, okay, laning from them was...
Fazem a rotação pra parte central, onde eles vão pegar o Nin e
The lane was okay. Like, I don't think it was amazing. Their map movements were...
Isso aí, a galera do Flamengo não conseguiu mais jogar.
okay. The team fight was terrible.
Conseguiu, pô. Enquanto isso tudo aconteceu, o Betão empurrou uma T2 ali na
And I'll give you one point for Bounty's beautiful hook, and that's it.
Uma vantagem gigante de ouro no mapa.
E o que o Gucci queria matar o Dioge aí no
Oh, that's too...
Olha o Betão como ele segura.
Actually, I'm surprised. Like, both Flamengo are doing... I thought they were good. I thought they were actually better than some of the academy teams. I was wrong. Has INTC played yet for today? INTC, no. INTC plays the next game. Los Grandes versus... or INTC versus Los Grandes.
O Scary também fez uma partidaça com essa Rel. A gente falou isso no começo, né? Que ele tava passando
Okay,
ele gankava de cima a baixo, fazia o...
do I want to watch this? Or should I go prepare for my cast?
Com esses engages, muito decisivo também, acabou um timaço, a gente fala, é um dos candidatos ao título. Esse time da Kabum é muito forte, muito experiente.
Man, I feel like I should probably prepare for my cast.
Não é fácil ganhar da Kabum, não.
Dark Knight, how badly do you want me to watch INTC versus Los Grandes Academy?
Conseguindo controlar as loucuras do Betão. E aí eles conseguiram uma vitória tranquila e uma vitória importante para eles se manterem na parte de cima da tabela.
Okay, yeah, so Kaboom just never, like, they're the better team. So even though there's like some dips here and there, it was generally still upward trending. Just want to see if they'll blind Lowy or not. You know what, that's fair. Why don't we watch the draft and I'll decide whether I want to watch it based on this draft.
O time da Kabum ganhou com um jogo muito sóbrio, controlado, é essa montanha aí crescendo constantemente.
If they do something spicy, maybe I'll watch. If they don't, then I'll probably go and actually work. Yeah.
Mais ou menos por ali, esse foi o momento em que o Fla achou a oportunidade. Mas, de novo, é a equipe da Kabum que estava ditando o ritmo da partida. Vamos lá, Gruntar.
Oh, I heard something about Chiton.
Não, pior que esse eu não tenho favorito.
Não tem?
Nos outros eu tinha, esse eu não tenho favorito. Talvez que não.
Okay, do we think they'll pick some...
Achou errado. É o Scary. Não, assim...
Yeah, today's a jungle day. All 3 MVPs have been junglers today.
Eu fiquei entre o escuro e o Scary. A real é essa.
And
O palpite tava certo, mas eu sei
it's INTZ versus
não foi
Los.
necessariamente tão decisivo.
Where do they stand in the rankings right now?
Presente quanto o Scary.
INTZ picked up
Na
their...
real, o
has
que
not
fez
picked up their
a
first win
partida
yet.
contra
Damn.
o diferencial
Los is
foi
2-4.
aquela fight,
Okay.
Aquela fight que você falou do engage do Scary. Ali é que foi o diferencial.
I'm actually
entre
kind of
eles.
surprised INTZ hasn't picked up the first
Exatamente,
win. Like,
foi ali que
I know
aconteceu.
they're struggling, but I really don't think they're like trashed here. Like, I think they are actually competitive sometimes. So I'm... Oh, but then again, Lelis is blinding Ilawi and nobody else is stepping up. So I guess, yeah.
Bastidores do CBLOL, aquele conteúdo que você
Okay, so if they pick something wacky, I might watch it. If they pick something standard, I'm just gonna... I'll watch it later off stream.
Não perde não. Bastidores
Like,
do CBLOL,
I'll do a VOD review or something
muito
later,
conteúdo pra
but...
vocês acompanharem. Se inscreve no canal do YouTube lá, cara, porque o canal do YouTube do CBLOL tem muito
Muito
conteúdo.
conteúdo, né? Tem muito conteúdo maneiro, tem conteúdo da fogueira, tem conteúdo dos bastidores.
They
tem
fired their academy coach? Whoa, I did not know that. I did not hear that. Oh, damn. Okay.
Pera aí, mano.
Tchau, galera.
A gente fez esses 3
Oh, I remember the last time we saw Jockster. That was, I think, on was it the Furia roster? Where he played support with Edward on coaching. Was that Furia or was that? Wait, am I mixing up teams again?
Muito rápido e o Academy já volta. Valeu, galera. Abraço.
Yeah, but that would explain a lot about why we're blinding Alawi right now, if that's the case. Well, okay, if they don't have a coach, that explains a lot. Jockster should know better. I mean, Jockster still played back when Alawi was a thing, right? Like, albeit not. Oh, it wasn't a was it a Fury? Yeah, it was the Fury roster. I'm trying to remember which was the roster with Edward. It was the Fury roster, yeah, the Diamond Prox Edward roster where Jockster had to,
Incluindo todos que
and then
também
Edward
amam
replaced
jogar.
him.
Fazer a diferença nesse game passa pelas nossas
Holy crap.
E pelas mãos de todos que querem
Yeah, and what's funny too is not only like I know people hate their CEO for the crap he does, but also their social media person is really funny because The social media person keeps talking trash. It's like, bro,
É por isso que um campo
you aren't in a position to talk trash right now.
E isso não tem preço.
Do zero ao pro.
Well, okay, I understand like wanting
Pra entrar
to
nessa rota, tem que bancar
play what you're
a
comfortable with, but even then, like,
trampar ou curtir, o Santa vai junto com você nessa.
yeah, you still can't blind it like just randomly, you know? Like,
Game
at least try and set it up for a better position. There were other picks you could have done there, and then pick the Alawi later.
banque seu game.
I'm willing to bet that other teams would not ban the Alawi against Lelis anyway, so just pick other things first. It's okay. Try not to burn the talent forever. I mean, at this point in time, I don't even know if talent wants to join INTZ, right? Like, for their academy roster, sure, because I think there's like you try and do whatever you want. But if you're going from tier 2 to tier 1, like, I think there are players who would rather not play in CB LoL and play in academy rather than join INTZ right now with the way they're playing. Because look at Ithuza, right? Like, Ithuza was I thought Ithuza was good. Like, I thought Ithuza should have been was CB LoL ready last year or last split already. Ithuza's not bad. We saw him on Raid Academy last split, and he was still doing really, really well. You go to INTZ and you can't do anything, right? And I'm looking at Ithuza, it's like, it's not even Ithuza's fault, you know? Like, Tay came out and said too, right? That like Tay knows he's playing badly, but like what can they do? They're still trying to fix themselves. They're trying their best, you know. But if the rest of your whole team's playing like crap, then even if you're like, yeah, what like basically what can you do, right? Like Ninja Kiwi to me is like the best example of that. Perma elo hell because his team keeps trolling him. Look at Kina for example of that. Yeah, exactly. Like I think players like Kina, Leandrin had Draven banned against them for like most of the beginning of the split. Now it's starting to open up. Cats will probably have Vlad banned like half the time against him because of his Vlad performance. Like until Lelis does well on Ilawi, I don't think it's gonna get banned. So just pick something else and then pick the Ilawi when you know that it's safe to pick it, you know? Instead of praying that your opponent decides to run Olaf into it. Is there a situation where Alawi is not trash? Yes. If you're running into something like a Darius, you could pick Alawi into Darius. Wait, is that this? Yeah, I think Alawi. Yeah, Alawi into Darius is a thing. You can pick it into Trundle. You can pick it into Sejuani or tanks. They said the scrims are improving, but in CB LoL, Saturday is a tough game always, and Sunday they're just melted. Yeah, actually, I've seen a couple of interviews with a couple of players saying that. I think it was Super Clever or in the Ilha de Lendas interview or My Esports, one of those two. I forget which one. Was that Super Clever or Fu was saying that yeah they do better. Like they're good in scrims. They don't know why every time they hit the stage they just like melt. And it's not even like you've got rookies who have stage performance anxiety. Tay literally played at Worlds. Damage is like what 3-time grand finalist. 4-time grand finalist. Ninja Kiwi, okay, that guy has no performance anxiety. That guy's been popping off. The only one who can maybe you can say has performance anxiety is Ithuza. The others should have no reason to have performance anxiety. It's so weird. And like, to be fair, how do you even fix that, right? As a coach, like, what do you do? Even if you bring like a psychiatrist. Is that the right? Psychiatrist? Even if you get like a mental doctor in, like I don't think they can solve the problem right away, right? So it's just really weird. I don't know. I gave up predicting INTZ. I still think, like I struggle to think INTZ will end the split with only one win, but I will not predict them to win until they actually show me a win. I already wasted 2 of my predictions on them, and I'm already behind everybody else on this, or I was behind everybody else. I'm still near the tail end of things, so I need to catch back up. I inted week 1 and week 2 a bit too hard. Yeah, I would not be a good coach. I'm more of an analyst. Like, if you give me data, I can analyze it. But like week 1 of every split for me in CB LoL, my predictions are always really, really bad. Yeah. The interesting thing, for me this weekend for CB LOL, the bigger question I guess is actually Loud. Is it Jover for Loud or? Yeah, this Kate Stars Pain, dude. I was so hyped for it before. I'm a bit scared for it now because Takui's I think still playing today. So it's like, I think Pain are gonna lose this one to Takui, but it's still good. I think it's a good experience for Pain to play up against like a player like that and learn how to lose in a way. I don't think it's good for teams when they always win. I think they get worse. I know Coach CL has said the same thing about Loud specifically in CB LOL. You know that they win too much and then yeah, like they might not be as strong. Yeah. Week one's just crazy. And then we had the stupid blue side win 100% win rate. Everybody got tied match, which I think screwed half of us completely.
Faltam só umas 3 pra gente ver como é que vai ficar essa tabela, que já tá bem emboladinha. Tem uma galera que já tá mais de boa. Tem pessoal, como é o caso da NTZ, que tá assim, ó, suando, porque precisa da primeira vitória, que é essa classificação. Então, vamos ficar aí pra ver como é que vão se dar, né, esses últimos 3 jogos da noite de hoje.
Here we go. Oh, I thought it dropped. Not here we go. Rosa was not bad. Coming in for Tara. What are my thoughts on Rosa exactly? NTCA. Yeah. Rosa was kind of like, I don't know. I think maybe I'm just a bit down on Tara. I thought Rosa played a little bit better, but eh. We shall see. Yeah, I have the same problem with Namiru as I do with Aithusa right now, where like on paper people keep telling me they're supposed to be good, or I think they should be good in Aithusa's case, but then like they're not delivering on stage when it matters. So. Los is such a funny team to me, man. Randall is a player I find hilarious right now. And I like it. I like Randall. Like, Randall's crazy, but I like crazy. He just needs to like figure out how far he can go with the limit testing and not int, and then we're good. But in NACL, in North America, a lot of our tier 2 junglers are kind of like Randall. Like, they are very hyper aggressive. Like, they will take things that they shouldn't take. Just this last week, there was a game, I think it was Cincinnati Fear versus... Oh shoot, I forget which team they're up against. Damn it. There was a game, it was a game 3, deciding game. And it was a Wukong versus Rengar. And the Wukong, and they opted to coin flip the entire game on that level 1. Where the Rengar won, and then Wukong just couldn't do anything all game long because they just coin flipped the level 1. To me, that's a play Randall would make. You think next against about Loud because how bad they were? Yeah. They were just average. Yeah, agreed. I think if Loud is just like average or below average, then like everybody's used to it, right? That's regular season Loud. It's just steeping. But this is probably the worst I feel like we've ever seen Loud. Yeah, I think I'd say that. And I feel so bad for Redbird. It's not even Redbird performing badly. Like, it's freaking Robo and Hobo and Croc just inting their faces off again. Like, and Tinones is also not like carrying as hard as he normally carries, which is really weird. Usually, like, Tinones is like the most consistent person. Yeah, so, but I feel like Redbird and Root are just getting screwed by the rest of the team. No Kindred, and you believe Los? Wait, did Los throw on Kindred or something? Yeah. Like I said, I don't mind Crazy Guy Randall. I like Crazy Guy Randall.
Foram 2 jogos, né, de Elaway essa semana por parte do Lelis. A Elaway que nesse 14.3 ela ganha buff bem legal, né? Os tentáculos
man. Yeah, we have to replay these. Red played a really clean game against them, though. Like, I felt a bit unfortunate for INTZ that game, because I don't think INTZ played that badly. I just think Red played really cleanly. Yeah. Look at those tentacles slap and do absolutely nothing. Stardust being shot at left and right by fans. Okay, I sit this in freaking... Like, right when they got Stardust, okay? I was not a fan of that particular trade. I am not impressed by what Stardust did on Los Grandes. I actually thought that a lot of his decisions screwed that roster really badly and that team really badly. And on top of that, Loud is the worst place for Stardust to go to because no matter what happens, Stardust will not get credit for it. If Loud win again, nobody cares. They're just like, oh, Loud's that good. You know? Like, Coach Belzy already said like he's not the best coach and they still won, you know? Which I don't think is true. I think Belzy's just being very humble. So if they win, Stardust doesn't get credit. If they lose, Stardust is gonna get lynched. That's such a, I don't know, man. Like that feels like a lose-lose situation for Stardust, no matter what happens. And he went for it. And at first I thought like the first 2 weeks, maybe Stardust is good because they didn't have the World's hangover. But then now, holy crap, they are attacking. Like if they do not win this year, Stardust is dead. Or at least like dead in Brazil. I don't know if other teams will pick him up if he loses with Loud. And it's not even like fair to him. Yeah. Drafting Smolder to Root and losing 20 minutes. Yeah. Exactly, right? Like normally if you draft like Root Smolder, I feel like that is instant win because Root's really, really good. And normally like Loud games don't end that fast, but yeah, no, they are, the top side of that map right now is just all over the place. I don't know what's going on. Like losing to, yeah, losing to Leleco to me was hilarious, man. I'm so happy for Leleco too. Like Leleco's a good mid laner. I was thinking like, oh, this is such a hard match for Leleco, and Leleco goes deathless over the weekend. That's sexy. I wonder if INTZ tries to buy Leleco. I hope not, because I don't think it will help the team. But other team fans are already calling him an idol for ruining Loud. Yeah, you see, yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's just not fair to Stardust. Like don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of him, but I actually don't think he's the best coach in Brazil. But yeah, I don't think he deserves the flack he's getting, and he will continue to get if Loud doesn't clean up their act. Actually, who's Loud playing this weekend? Let me check. Here we go. Caster, start the game. I want to see the draft, guys, so I can decide if I want to have lunch now or... Hello? Okay, there we go. This week, we have... Oh, crap! Okay, this is not good for Loud. This is going to be really interesting for Loud. Loud versus Liberty. Yo, Liberty's low-key kind of scary. Like, I actually kind of want to VOD review some of the Liberty games, because Liberty is a team that shouldn't be winning, but are somehow winning. And I think they're winning because teams are throwing against them. Yeah. Loud is in the spot that if they win, they want to get, yeah. Okay, wait. So we have time, I think. They're still talking about other stuff. So Liberty as a team doesn't make any sort of sense because they're actually a bad team. If you look at their stats right now, Liberty is like dead last in a whole bunch of... Oops, actually no, wrong thing. I just wanted... this, yeah. So if we look at like... Okay, don't look at combat stats, but look at objective stats, right? So like dragon percentage. Liberty is dead last, and it's not even close. They get less than a third of all dragons in the game. Look at Herald, they are like lower end, 40%. You look at gold difference of 15, they are negative 489. You look at Nashers, they are... Oh, actually they're pretty high. They were down at the bottom before this. Last week, actually, I have their stats from last week. I'll pull up their stats from last week. Is last week day 9 round 1 prep? Okay, you guys get to see behind the scenes of RMC prep. This is what I prep every week when I cast. The standings, the sort of priority champions. This is the prep for the teams. Let me go to Liberty's game, Liberty versus Fuxu. So notes about which lanes to watch, stuff like that. And then stats here. I know it's day 10, but so what happened was I subbed on day 10. I didn't have time to prep the stuff, so I didn't get all the stats. I have daytime prep as well, but it doesn't have these stats, which is what I'm looking for. So you can see like Liberty, like they're bad in kills, they're bad in deaths, they're bad in first blood rate, they're bad in first turret rate, their dragon rate was down, gold difference was down. These are plates, turret plates versus 10th. You know, Nashor, they were 8th in the league. So they were doing horrifically in every single objective in metric. The way Liberty wins is that they team fight you constantly and they just hand check you. And if you lose the fights, you lose the game. That's just how Liberty plays. So if you're a good team like Pain Gaming, technically, all you do is you just play safe, farm up, and go to team fights. But freaking Pain trolled, or Wiser trolled on Kale against Liberty. And like in these games too, right? Like against Fuxu, against INTC, they trolled. Okay, INTC actually fought that game, but they fought into Liberty of all teams, the one team that wants to fight you no matter what. If you're don't play the game against Liberty, man. That's the one team you don't want to fight. Okay, the Fuxu game, Liberty did really well. Like Drake Hero was nutty that game and took over the game. Liberty. But that's how Liberty wins game, is they just fight you till they win. They should not be winning. But at the other hand, it's like they're a skill check, because if you're not a good macro team, you'll lose against Liberty. And I feel like this game could become that, because if Loud are screwing up like they are right now, and Robo feeds makes, like they could lose this. They could actually lose this. Yeah, same. Like the win against Fuxu, I think Liberty showed up that day and played really well. Like that's the one game I think that I think was like all Liberty and not just like the other team threw and Liberty caught really well. I think Liberty is good at punishing those sort of mistakes when you make things like that, but yeah. They can only go 1-1 this weekend. Yeah, there is no way they should win against Pain if Pain don't troll. I think Pain are in the best form of their lives right now. Like this sort of Pain I would have wanted to see against, you know, like in grand finals last split against Loud, because I think it would have been a very competitive experience. Yeah. But it is what it is. I really do love CBLOL very much. You can hear my excitement in my voice. Okay, I think they're having tech issues because they are not starting the game. I actually don't think I have time to watch the game anymore. I think it'll be a bit too tight. So yeah, I'm just gonna stick around and look at the draft first, and then what I'll probably do is tonight I will stream the game. I will stream VODs tonight, and then yeah, I'll just post it on my YouTube. I'll put the VODs on my YouTube. So yeah, because it's probably too late for most people.
Tá aguardando aí resolver essas pendências técnicas pra gente começar em NTZ e na sequência a gente vai ter jogaço, tá, Nhancita? Porque tem o trator da PEN, invencível até o momento.
It is what it is, I guess. Because they're playing from home, right? Or from... They're not playing in studio, I guess. Yeah.
Tá jogando essa semana aqui no CBLOL Academy. E olha, o time da VKS perdeu lá na primeira semana pra Kabum, mas emplacou 4 vitórias em sequência, vem embaladinho.
You're still... Yeah, that's fine. I'll post it in the community Discord if I remember. I probably won't. I keep forgetting. Like, I think today I only posted after game 1 because I literally forgot about doing that. Bren's usually the one who does it. He's... Bren's really on the ball. Good guy, Bren. Based Bren. Come on, guys, start the game. And props to the casters for vamping. Sometimes we have to do this. It's kind of tough to just keep talking and talking and talking, especially if you don't have graphics prepared. So.
E uma vitória da VKS deixa tudo igual entre eles. Então vamos ver se com o Tokuil realmente o time da VKS
vai Discord post, yeah.
Essa vitória vai desbancar aí o time da PEN.
100%, that's fair. Yeah, I suck at social media and stuff, man. INTZ and Lost is all in their homes. Oh, so like they're not even in like a gaming facility? It's literally just like 5 different networks? Damn, no wonder. That would explain a lot.
Aqui no CBLOL Academy, né? Vamos ser honestos, né? Tá aparecendo Aqueles meninos que já repetiram ali de ano jogando interclasse, sabe? O adulto jogando com as crianças. Tá mais ou menos assim. O cara tá mandando muito bem, mas é isso mesmo. É um jogador de nível.
Let's start off in 6 minutes. I'm just ending this.
Muito bem na nossa Liga Mãe. Então, aqui
My time frame is getting shorter and shorter as we go along. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm hungry. That's why it's like.
Conseguindo jogar muito bem, Anya. Mesmo antes do quiz, mesmo antes dessa troca entre os dois.
Only
meninos,
5 or
com
6
o
teams have
Eco.
their
Eu
academy
sinto
on a
que
gaming
você
house or
jogava
office
muito
situation.
bem na
Yeah.
competição, um time que
Okay,
tem
yeah, that's fair.
um
In
jogo
NACL, it's the same.
daquele
Oh, yay, we get
muito
draft.
agressivo de early
Oh,
game.
boo, it's
Mas,
not
olha,
fun. It's a boring
finalmente
draft.
temos os Pixibans dessa nossa primeira
Okay. I mean, just a quick look. I will say the INTC draft has cleaned up very, very nicely. This is very standard, very meta, very good. They got Ash. I can't believe this. I think this is the first Ash we see in Academy. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, but it's definitely one of the very few we've seen. You know why they didn't blind Alawi Dark Knight? Guys. Let's grind this. Do we really need to ban Alawi? Like, seriously. Freaking come on. Yeah, I can't believe it either. They actually banned it. I don't know why. This is so extra. This is so unnecessary. Oh my goodness. Okay, I like the INTC draft though. I think they did good bans. Solid bans. Like, this is a very standard draft from INTC. It's good. Namiru can play Azir. Lelison's Kasante, I probably prefer that to this. The only thing I kind of a bit question mark is Xinjiao, but it's okay. Like, they don't have a ton of range here playing around. Though it can work into Rumble as well. So the Xinjiao's okay. I just not like crazy about it. That's fine. This draft from Los Grandes is a bit more questionable. I guess Nila for Rosa. I don't know if Rosa's like a well-known Nila player maybe, or something happened in scrims. That's fine. I'll leave that. I really don't like this. And then you open up Ash because you did that. The Yone to me is a bit of a question mark as well. It feels like Jota Mez. No, this is for Taveras. Okay. So you're picking this into Azir. Okay. That is that's a decision. It is a really good team fight comp though, so the cohesion's good. I would give this comp a 5 out of off screen. Let's just get into the game. Yeah. I mean, you know what? If Lelis is forcing this ban and this gives you Ash, like, that's a huge win. Huge dub for Lelis. Lelis is just sat winning right now. He's just sitting in the chair laughing. So good. That's it. I will give this a 5 out of 5 because, first of all, you managed to draw out the Alawi ban, and second of all, this is the best draft I've seen from INTC. Any other team drafts this, I give you a 4. INTC drafts this, I give you a 5 because it's the best draft I've seen from them all split long. So, good for you. This draft, I give a 4. I think it's a very strong, cohesive draft. The Varus as an answer to Kalista is okay, is good. You know, there's nothing you can do about the Ashe. Rest in pieces. The Rumble is still really strong to Kasante. You got that. And Yone into Azir is a bit rough, but it will be what it will be. So I give this a 4. I think it's a solid draft. That's it. Thanks for dropping by, y'all, even though it's a short stream. Thanks for hanging out with me and chatting. If not, I get very bored sometimes, especially when we get games like we just saw. Versus, which game was that? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong place. We literally just saw the game and I've forgotten what game it was already. Shoot me now. Yeah, Kaboom Flamengo. That was the one. Yeah, that was like the most boring game ever. So it really was nice to have y'all at least chatting with me, so it wasn't super boring. That'll be it for now. Like I said, I'll stream tonight. You know, if you can come by, fun. If not, don't worry about it. We chill and I'll just upload it together as one VOD. Okay, peace. Have a good one. Bye.